What's good?
What up?
This is episode 29 of the Legendary Duo podcast. And the first thing we're going to be doing is shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson.
O'Shea Duke Jackson.
We're going to be talking about his take on the lawyer who was exposed for being, not really exposed, but who the internet had pointed out was Rick Child's defense. And Rick Child is the dude who shot the 14-year-old dude in South Carolina, and he was the defense for him, and people were wondering, well, they were calling him, a sellout and all type of stuff for being the defense. But people were wondering what would make him want to defend them as well. And O'Shea talks about, what they end up, what they end up exposing. But you got anything to say before we hop back?
That can sometimes get lost in translation. What I want to talk about is, this is Mr. Sean Kent. Somebody went and found this particular photo, and as you can see, his wife is white, all right? And so now the narrative is, this guy is a sellout, he's a raccoon, he has a white wife, okay? This is what is being said. And again, I'm extremely on the right, as a Pan-African pro-black. I stand where Dr. Umar stands when we talk about, interracial relationships and stuff like that. However, we got to understand one thing. If anybody black or African feels like their community cannot support them in the way that they need to be supported, okay? They are gonna go and look for other alternatives. Now, the black community is very vast with wealth. It has a lot of money. It has everything that you need, depending on what you wanna do. Now, what I will say, maybe in the state of South Carolina, it may not have the population that he may need to deal with black clients. Here's what I do understand about dealing with blacks. A lot of times it comes with dealing with discounts, all right? And so people have a hard time trying to pay, wanting things for free, simply because you are black. And what happens to a person like Sean Kent, a person who, would be good to deal with in the black community? This guy went and built himself up, became a very good lawyer, is offering value to not only his state, but to people of other races. A lot of times, black people like him feel like there is nothing to be gained in black America, for the most part. And if you deal with them, it's hard to deal with them. It's hard to get money. As clients, they're hard to deal with. I can't really get my money off, so I need to go where the clients are that are willing to pay, because I'm actually in the business. And you know what? I don't owe you anything as a black person. I mean, we can kind of see that because of who his wife is, right? And then once somebody deals in interracial relationships, the way that I look at it is that I had a conscious choice to deal with somebody black. That's not what I want, or that's not what I really value. So I'm dating somebody over their community. I don't care what you say. That's kind of how I receive it.
That's so base. So that was a very nuanced take. So it was exposed that his wife is white. He ends up talking about why he defends certain clients, and that was very interesting as well. But so first,
could have just been like mediated till the end once he.
What do you think about O'Shea saying that if you date outside of your community, it's because you value, or you don't value your community enough, that you went to go find someone else, and that you seek value from other communities when you do date outside your race, no matter what you try to say, and it was a conscious choice that you made to not be with somebody who like you. What do you think about that?
Well, as someone who dates outside of their race, I don't agree with that at all. I am from the generation where I don't approach men. I don't approach men. I'm not supposed to shoot my shot at no man. I'm just not. That's the generation I'm from. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I can say is, people in my community do not be coming trying to holler. You know what I'm saying? Like, the black men in my community, they stare, they look, they never approach. By the time somebody has the balls to come say something, I'm already in a relationship. But somebody outside the race have no problem walking up to me trying to shoot my shot. Now, I've been told I can look intimidating. I don't know. But if some people walk up to me and say something, then I don't see how others can't. And it's usually like guys my age or older. Young black guys have no problem coming up to me shooting a shot. None at all. So I don't think, well, at least for me dating outside my race has nothing to do with me having a problem with my community or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
All right. I didn't think about it from a woman's perspective. So from a woman's perspective, I think that may be true. But I think it's really come from like the expectation that certain black people have on all black people, because certain black people expect you to behave a certain way, uh, based off of how they, I don't know. It's just like some people expect you, or when you black, certain black people just expect certain behaviors out of you, independent of anything, just because you're black, and they can't really understand the perspective of any black person who doesn't really want to fit inside that role. I think that's really because O'Shea comes from like well, this is where I come from, and where I come from, black people behaved and did X. So he's probably used to seeing, I don't know, or maybe he's coming from a more like a actual, since he's pro-black, more of like a philosophical standpoint, from like a uh well, our community needs to be, like a pro-black point of view. But I think regularly or normal people who look at it just look at it from like me and my people who I'm around, we did this and we black, so you should also behave in that manner as well. And some people can see it as like a conscious choice, or that you date now, or that you don't really see value in your community. But I think it could mostly be based off of environment and who you're around, more so than you just maybe consciously doing it. Because if you are black and you're like in a place where you're black and you're literally by no black people, you're probably, but some people say, well, you can still, or the pro-black response, like the Dr. Umar response as well, it doesn't matter if you're black surrounded by all non-black people, you can go out your way to find black girl. And I guess he is, but I feel like that's more from the pro-black. I guess I would say if you pro-black, then yeah, I mean, you would not date, what I'm saying? If you're down for the black scene, I don't think you would date a non-black person. I understand where he coming from like the pro-black perspective. But I think if you like a normal person and you're black and you date somebody who's not black, I don't think that necessarily means that you don't really value your community, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people like claim to value black community or whatever, and they date outside their race or whatever. So, I mean, it really depends on where you are, I think, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're in Atlanta or something, then you dating somebody else, that might be different though. But he talks about why, or the lawyer does. I think this is a clip on why he chose.
Represented an individual who was accused of killing a person, folding his body and sticking him in an abandoned building in Florence, South Carolina.
The motive for taking the case. What did he say? This is important, so watch this.
So there have been countless individuals who I've represented in the past, and so when someone says, why did you take this case? I don't judge. God judges. If you pick and choose who are you going to judge in your cases, it makes you ineffective of what you're doing. Not any of those ones with the outrage that has come forth. As criminal defense attorneys, we represent the Constitution, we represent individuals. And so when people say comments to me, and I've heard a lot of them, like, you didn't have to take this one. Well, I don't have to pay my mortgage either, but if you don't, they end up taking that from you.
Okay, so here...
What do you think about that? Yeah, that sounds
like
makes sense.
he does, like, he could have passed on it. Like, I personally would have passed on it. But at the same time, you're a lawyer and it's your job to defend. Like, if you're a defense lawyer, then unless it's like a drug dealer who I don't want to, I feel pressured and, he gonna have me in his pocket now or some bull crap like that. But besides that, I mean, he a lawyer. Like, you defend all type of people. I'm quite sure when you chose to be a defense lawyer, you knew it's a chance that you could be defending all type of people. So, I mean, I just really don't, like, he could have passed on it, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with what he said. It makes sense from a lawyer perspective. Like if you want to defend, or you want to actually really be able to defend, because lawyers are really, they really have to think about wording, and they really have to be like, you have to be really smart to be like a lawyer. Like people don't really realize the art of lawyering, because it's not really about reality. It's like how you lay down questions, how you convince people, and it's really philosophical as well. So when he looks at it like, oh, well, it's about defending, it's about arguments, like literally, like being a lawyer is like, if you like a philosophical nerd or something, that's like what you would want to do. So I understand where he comes from. He's probably like on the spectrum or something, but from him just to say like, oh yeah, it's about the Constitution, it's about to defend it, that's a really like extreme lawyer brained response. Like, so he's definitely really good at what he does. That's him saying that, somebody's definitely gonna hire him. Like when they need somebody to defend him. Because if I wanted somebody to defend me, I would want bro or somebody with that thought pattern, the inhumane what I'm saying, like thought pattern. Like bro, he's gonna get you off the case for sure. But O'Shea also said something interesting about this is one.
or F the community? Or what is the community doing for me? And now, when a person like that asks that question to the black community, and it's a resounding crickets, guess what? They don't care what you got to say about them. They don't. And a lot of black people don't want to hear this, but they don't give a damn. You can criticize them all you want. You can call them raccoon, because when they look at you, they say, I'm not getting nothing from you. You ain't doing nothing for me. I'm gonna go where the money is. And unfortunately, this is what happens when the black community, or people from the black community, get written off. Folks in the black community kind of feel like they don't have an opportunity with you. It's hard doing business with you. They're gonna go someplace else. This is no different from what I hear Africans talk about, Caribbeans talk about, and Black Americans talk about. We fail to see the talent in our group. Clearly, somebody else sees the talent from our group, then they use that talent against you. And then you're mad about it because we don't want to develop our own talent. We don't want to give opportunities to our own community so that they'll be loyal to us, because we don't think, for the most part, a lot of us, in ecosystem development. Although we got one of the coldest ecosystems for blacks on planet Earth. You got HBCUs. I mean, HBCUs alone, you can do everything. Nursing track, engineering track, medical track, film school, law school, dental school, pharmacy, everything that you want to do that can take you to the next level in your life. Night school, HBCUs got it covered. If not that, local community colleges got it covered. Black student unions got it covered. Everything that black Americans need in the world is right there through the HBCU systems and everything else, okay? That's the ecosystem already developed. You got big companies that come recruit from HBCUs. You got money in big black America. All of that, but the system is fragmented and it's not united, and it's sometimes not where you can just jump in, and you kind of got to organize it yourself, all right? Now, when you don't organize your community for yourself, somebody comes and just picks your talent from you. They just come and get it from you. They just come and remove that person. That person that you didn't think was gonna become somebody. We're gonna talk about something else that's important here. A lot of black men, especially a lot of black American men, who might seem a little bit corny, who might seem a little bit nerdy, largely rejected from the women in the black community. They take that vitriol, they use it for courage, they go someplace else, or just be the black community at large, they don't fit in. They work hard, other people see it, and then they build them up. And then you're mad because they went and they became successful in other avenues because they couldn't become successful or couldn't fit in here. Which one is it? To be successful largely in the black community, you kind of have to be a cultural apologist. Everything that black people do is a victim sort of thing. Everything black America does, or somebody's against them, and which is true. We do have racism, but you have to fit into a certain box. If you don't fit into that box, you're doomed. So now that person is completely excommunicated from black life, and they don't have a say in the community. Now, what's happening is a lot of people that think kind of down the middle and kind of take accountability, those people typically are builders, right? Because they don't make any excuses. And there's a lot of excuses in the black world, and that person may or may not fit that mold. So now you excommunicate that person comes back and that person beats you. That person becomes the enemy of the black community because they go out and they be successful for other groups. So which one is it? If you want to develop your own people, then guess what? You're going to have to recruit your own lawyers. You're going to have to recruit your own doctors, your engineers. What do you do to develop your people? People are not going to be loyal to you for the cause. Not everybody's going to be like a O'Shea Duke Jackson or spend their time just dealing with all blacks. You got Umar, Tariq, you got certain community leaders, my brother Afro Think Tank, you know what I'm saying? You got people who are going to just be in the black community no matter what for the rest of their life, right? But that's not everybody. You got blacks in the middle, and blacks.
That's a fact. You got anything? What?
No, you can go ahead because he was spitting, he was preaching. I mean, he could have passed around the bucket.
This was a right-wing perspective from the black community, because if you look at most like black people on the left, because as he said, like he's on the right, he's a registered Republican. The left-wing black take is more like victimhood and government, like handouts and stuff like that, because people on the left, like socialists and stuff, because a lot of people or black people who have like the socialist critical theory view, mostly because of the Black Panthers, I love the Black Panthers, but they were definitely socialists and they definitely poisoned like the normal black mind with the socialist thought, you know what I'm saying? But the whole like the government is oppressing you and the oppressor dynamic, that's not a way to like build forward, you know what I'm saying? Like he said. And I really like how he talked about building, or this, we have the pathway to build this and make it as this, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? And that was I feel like that's 100% the correct outlook. Even though he is, pro-black, he can still see it from a nuanced perspective. That's why, I love O'Shea Duke Jackson. But how do you feel about him saying like, or what? I'm not gonna ask you how you feel because I know you got something to say, but just him talking about like people seeing value in other communities, they don't see it in their community. That's like not true, but it's also true as well, objectively. You know what I'm saying? Because objectively speaking, if the black community, anybody who would date interracially, like if they probably felt like when they grew up around black people or when they were around black people, that their community had exactly what the person who they dated has, necessarily, I feel like they would date that black person, if they grew up in a spot where they had the infrastructure or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or not even just the cultural, or even the cultural person to person experience, was different or matched how they feel with that other community. So, what he says, when you think about it, you're like, oh, well, no, that's not true. You don't vibe, but it sounds harsh when you put your emotion onto it. But just basing on just possible worlds, I think what he's saying is true. Like, yeah, you if you date somebody who's not black, if your community had exactly what their community had, you probably would have been with your own community. Yeah, I think that's true. But what's your perspective on this? Whatever you gotta say about.
Um, I mean, I think that he was like 100% spitting the truth, because in certain communities, you do have to be in a box. And if you are out the box in any way, you are rejected. You are looked at as weird, different, not black, or whatever the case may be, for the slightest thing. They want to take your card away for the slightest thing. And then when you accept the rejection that you receive from the community, even though you are raised and believe that you are a part of, and then you start going by like-minded people, or people who are not afraid of stepping outside the box, or this might not even be a box to them, but just because somebody in the community might think it's weird or different or something like that, how could you really be upset when somebody branches out for some type of connection? I think that that's crazy. And it's funny that this video came up because I was watching something about this, and they were talking about the boycott or ban or whatever, and I don't really want to talk about that because I don't know what happened. I don't even know the reason for it. But something that they were saying was how, now people are trying to support, like, the businesses in the communities. And some people got online and were just talking about their experience of, like, the attitude and just the different stuff that they have to deal with when you put up with certain stuff. And I think that that is something that we have to think about when it comes to, like, supporting our own community. I'm not talking about, like, the attitudes or whatever, but a lot of times when you dealing with people in your community, 100%, they want to look out, they want to discount, they want to plug, you know what I'm saying? They want something. I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of times, if you take those same dollars and go to a different community, you would pay 100% every penny without asking for a hookup, without asking for a lookout, without asking for some type of discount. So I don't understand why we don't show the same respect to our own community. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's mostly. I'm still looking at it from like the critical theory standpoint, but I think it's mostly like the cultural expectations of the black community, quote unquote, is not really beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? Like every community or culture has like things that you're expected to do, but like in the black world, things that you're expected to do or things that will like gain you respect or like blackness or whatever, like it just is, or to me it just don't make no sense, and it's not really worth it, because one of the expectations alone is voting Democrat or having a left-wing perspective or just the victim slash oppressed. Not all necessarily, because not all black people agree with that, but it seems like the mainstream view from what you see online or what you're told you're supposed to see or how you're supposed to analyze certain situations in politics and, well, just media and stuff like that is from, one's perspective. And if you don't really agree with that perspective, you get really ostracized, or you're told to feel that, your views are wrong. And that's from not only from, black people, but from like the left as well. But what he was saying, or what you were saying, was 100% true. That was all facts.
There you go. Have a good day, bro. Thank you. Your change, what? Your change. You don't want your change? going on? What's good, man? All right. Look, you get change for that money. That's 100? That's 100, bro. Crumbled up like that? You got a problem with it? It's still money, right? Yeah, I got you. I got you. There you go. There's one. What's this, bro? Two. Change it. I'm not taking that. Change it. 3, 4. You said if I got a problem with it. Of course I got a problem with it. Here. That's how you keep your money anyways, right? Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 100.
Do we have a problem?
What?
Do we have a problem?
No, no
Not
problem.
like me and you, not the money. Me and you, we have a problem?
No, not at all. Here, take your money.
So it's either you give me my 100 back, or something's gonna happen.
Okay. I'll give you your 100 back. Here. Take your 100.
Hi, how much is this?
This right here? That's free.
Anything?
Huh?
Is there anything cheaper?
Anything cheaper? I just said it's free.
I just said 3.
No, free. You want something cheaper than that?
He says it's 3.
Free.
3.
Yes? Okay, I guess. Have a good day then.
Give it to you. You said you.
What's up, man?
Hurry up.
Damn, dude. Why you have to do that?
Go out somewhere to eat.
Yeah, here.
I want
Yeah.
No, we throw that shit out. I don't want to eat it.
Well, have a good night then. What's going on, man? You opened it already? That's $3. White rib? Huh?
Don't worry about it.
That's all you get? Tape it. There you go. Yo, what are you doing?
Don't worry about it, bro.
Okay. Don't come here next time with rip money. Have a good night.
Well, you got anything to say about that?
No, I just wanted to show just how people be, the audacity of people. And when you match the energy, how they be tripping, you know. It's wild how people are.
I don't know 1.5.
No, they was
speed.
dancing like that. Like they was dancing, even though still they was still like they was still dancing like that. You don't have to redo it.
Another Craigslist score.
Oh,
Oh, I thought we was muted. No, what I wanted to say about that was I thought that was so funny and I thought that was so cute. And when I saw that, I'm like, them coming together like that, that'll be somebody who be married for 30 years. Like, you just really have to find a weirdo like you and match energy. I just thought that was so precious when I saw that. I mean, that might be an old lady take, but that's what I saw when I saw that. I'm like, oh, they're going to be married for 25 years. That's the origin story.
We got some egg rolls today. All right, back on Craigslist. Today we got some egg rolls. They sound very cool. We got some birria, oxtail cheesesteak, Italian sandwich egg roll, and the lasagna. All right, let's start with the oxtail cheesesteak. I love oxtail. Please don't be trash. Please don't be trash. Okay. All right, so we got the egg roll. Looks like just 2 egg rolls and some cheese sauce. I think these ones were $9 or $10. These were a little more pricey. I mean, look at it. With the oxtail cheesesteak egg roll. Let's try this Italian sandwich egg roll. There's a little bit of lettuce too. Dude. A little bit of vinaigrette maybe? Oh, we should put a little lettuce on it. Oh, a little lettuce on the end. Oh, the tomato too. Much better than wings and things. We got a little melty cheese too. Wow. All right, let's try the birria. Oh, we got a couple pieces of lime in there. We got a little thing of consomme. A little lime ripper. A little consomme here. Just give me a gallon of that. So these are incredible. There's a little bite for you guys, okay? Lastly, let's try the lasagna. I'm gonna let you guys see it first, okay? Is it good? A little marinara. It's layers of lasagna noodle in there. I thought it was just gonna be like lasagna filling. We gotta get a better look at these for you guys. My carb-loving heart. Now here's the thing though, I have no idea which one of these is my favorite. It might be the lasagna. I think it's a tie between the lasagna and the oxtail cheesesteak. What an incredible spread of egg rolls.
Oh, I
You
was
gonna be
thinking about
obese.
Nick Avocado. But man, that looked good as hell. What you think? Did that look good to you? I will F that up. How you, man, the lasagna, how the hell you think they made that? I'm gonna have to. He strolled on my feed and I just like went down a
That
rabbit
shit
hole.
just took lasagna, cut that shit up, and wrapped that shit in egg wrap and fried that shit.
What?
They just probably cut the lasagna and then literally just wrap that shit around.
Wow.
Another Craig's.
One can do so much. Like he don't even need niggas around him, like him by himself. But let's watch this Jeff Bezos baseness.
Sometimes say that I don't pay taxes. That's not true. I pay billions of dollars in taxes, and it's a perfect. Again, if people want me to pay more billions,
Right.
then let's have that debate. But don't pretend, that that's going to solve the problem. You could double the taxes I pay, and it's not going to help that teacher in Queens. I promise you. So you can't connect those two things, not logically. There are more examples. Why is rent expensive? Why is rent so expensive? I recently saw somebody blamed it on Airbnb. Okay, Airbnb is not the cause of expensive rent. In fact, it's been almost, let me finish here one sec. It's already been outlawed in New York City, and rents are still very high. So we know Airbnb isn't causing high rents.
That was very based. What do you think about that?
I don't see any lies told. Like it's the truth. What he pay in taxes is not gonna save the world. If he paid more, I mean, it was just the truth of what he said.
Yeah, that was really true. And the only reason you wouldn't really like him is if you don't like people who are really successful. Because some people are slanted to not like people who are successful or think, well, they're only successful because of X, Y, Z. It really doesn't matter why or how they are. And Desi made me realize this. He said we should champion billionaires because it's a product of America, and I'm like, whatever. But I'm like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like him being a billionaire is because America's great or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Amazon. We use Amazon. You know what I'm saying? I like Amazon. You know what I'm saying? You can't really just make rich people less rich and now just make poor people more poor. That's like communist thought. So in order to make things better, build more houses, before AI takes over. Trump is talking about taking American companies invest or take a certain percentage of the stock of certain companies, like 20%, and then everybody in America gets a cut out of that, like UBI, for when the AI takes over. There's things that we can do to make people better, but they require unification of the government. Government needs to be unified. President, everybody needs to be moving on one accord instead of everything being so politicized and things like that. In order to make a radical change that will really improve everybody's lives. But hating billionaires and stuff, that's not really going to change. There's not going to be a communist revolution in America where the billionaires, and even if it was, I mean, we all use Amazon, you know what I'm saying? We all use these guys, these things, and there's a reason why they're billionaires, because we use their stuff, but yeah.
I think that's cute or whatever.
See, he got his country blues song?
Yeah, I see.
He does country music.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be white. All white people are gonna show up.
It's gonna be sold out and it's gonna be cracking.
Yeah. Oh, look, they put the trash bag. That's so funny.
Oh, snap.
That's so funny.
God
It's funny because it's true. Oh, this is
is
what the
non-binary.
Democrats. Some people are saying they're going to run this guy in 2028. You know what I'm saying? So let's see.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind, the trans children
To fight climate change. It is now existential that we try to reduce our meat consumption.
For me, prophetic voices like Jesus have helped me reckon with my own whiteness.
Jesus never talks about abortion. The Bible is silent on abortion. Modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than two biological sexes. God is non-binary.
Something that you love that's not.
This is the guy who they're going to run. 2028, him or Gavin Newsom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The Democrats, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all, I don't, you know what I'm saying? But y'all need, like I'm always say this, y'all need a real N-word. Y'all need, somebody who has testosterone. Y'all need, a man, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who can stand up to the opposition, the left, the right, and who can just tell the party this is where we're going. Someone who can provide direction. And you guys need unification. It's really hard to figure out where you guys stand. Whereas the Republicans, because they have Trump, we can just go to Trump. And the Republicans, they will defend literally everything that Trump does. Some of y'all defend certain things, say that it's not really that big of an issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't think y'all should run, bro. I think y'all need to. I seen a lot of y'all was glazing, bro. Y'all need somebody else because he's not, the move, I think.
Sitting there chilling, this nigga whispered in my ear, just so you know, I got my file on me. What the fuck you got your file on you for? My nigga, you never know, shawty. All these pussy-ass fuck niggas in this motherfucker. Sitting there chilling, this nigga whispered in my ear.
It's funny because it's people like that carry it everywhere. And people like, man, what you got? Man, you never know, man.
You okay with voter ID?
Pete, I just said I oppose voter ID. I think you don't need
Oppose voter ID, sacred obligation of our republic. Are you okay with voter ID?
Pete, I just said I oppose voter ID.
This nigga's in Texas too. Like, this is crazy, you know what I'm saying? Texas, y'all are looking bad out here, man.
Oppose voter ID, sacred obligation.
A lot of people have been talking about Hassan's subpoena from the federal government for his Cuba trip, but there's one element here that I don't think has been getting enough attention. Now, first off, I just want to say that I do not support the Trump administration, and they are absolutely corrupt, but that doesn't mean that Hassan didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I think he probably did. Hassan made an interesting statement the other day when he was asked why the subpoena was happening, and here's what he said.
Roy Singham is an American citizen. He lives in China now, and he's a centimillionaire. I think he has almost $1 billion. Not sure how much money he has now, but he's been a funding vehicle for a lot of political movements in the country, like a lot of activism, and they hate that shit. Like,
all right, this guy got subpoenaed, or is about to get subpoenaed. Basically, there's this Chinese billionaire who his wife is in charge of Cold Pink, and he lives in China, or he has $800 million. He lives in China. He funds campaigns, protests, all that stuff. And, people on the left are defending him. In California, there's a guy running for governor who's a billionaire, literally a billionaire. He's literally a billionaire. And people are also defending him on the left. So it just goes to show that, certain people, it doesn't really matter, what they say. It's about who is saying it. If the right person says it, they'll go along with it. But, it's the same with the right as well. But, we can just see that really when it comes to both sides, they are all shameless, So you should just be shameless along with them because, they all have no shame. But the thing about the left is that they pretended that they did have shame. They were acting like, billionaires are bad. But it's like, bro, y'all are literally even this guy, he's a KAB type of guy. And he's like, well, I've been skeptical on billionaires. He said he was skeptical on billionaires. These N-words are flipping around their whole position because it's all about the ideals. It's about the ideals, not the person around. That what matters most.
Hattie's turning 100.
Oh, you want? You got something to say about that?
Nah.
Okay. Jay-Z, he did a little freestyle, you know what I'm saying? He was dissing all of his ops, you know what I'm saying? But me, what I'm thinking about is, so basically, Academics got a call from Charlemagne, and Charlemagne was telling Academics about George, who runs Academics TV. He's like, yo, we got a call, or what I've been hearing is that George has been taking money from the Trump campaign, and Drake controls Academics TV, and he's snitching on you. And this is what this is what Ack said. And Ack decided to, tell George that, you can go to war with, Charlemagne if you want to. And Jay-Z, or what's been happening is that people have been stalking academics, people, and Drake. And, there was a lawsuit about Drake's stake or whatever. And then people have been coming out with narratives about academics being paid by the Trump campaign. But basically academics exposed when Charlemagne had doxed academics TV and Flagrant 2, they had doxed him and put him on his page. Which, I mean, I guess that's how things go. Academics had exposed that Charlemagne was saying, or Jay-Z in this Roots picnic thing, when Charlemagne was on the phone with academics like, well, this might be coming from Jay-Z and Rock Nation and them, because they, had me in that deposition or whatever. And then Charlemagne was like, well, Jay-Z is above all of that, man. He doesn't have time to pay attention to you or any of you guys. But, from this thing, from what Ack says, and yeah, he is running the narratives. And we know that, Charlemagne is a part of Rock Nation. I think that academics, and I think that it's Rock Nation and Meg Thee Stallion, they probably, because he dissed Tory Lanez, and academics is a super Tory Lanez glazer. I think that they are sending like hits up at academics because they believe that academics is working with Drake, and Drake is using academics TV to tarnish people's names or whatever, and that they believe that academics is being paid to be a Trump supporter or whatever, and that Drake is also being paid by Stake or whatever. And academics exposed, he's like, well, they're saying that investigators did this, but he said there is no federal investigation because Trump is the head of the government. Like, this is Trump's government. Like, he said these investigators that we're talking about, it's just lawyers, and these people have been hiring private investigators. Like he's saying, so these people are just millionaires wasting their money stalking my team based off things that they believe. So academics is in kind of like a secret little covert war with Jay-Z and Rock Nation right now, alongside probably TDE and Kendrick Lamar. So what do you think about that? Because he threw a lot of shots at everybody, but he didn't throw one shot at academics. So what do you think about that? All that whole
I
covert
mean,
war or whatever.
I believe it because I don't know. He tried to act like he above certain things, but obviously he's not. He came out with this or whatever just after 2 weeks saying we was above dissing. You know what I'm
I
saying?
forgot about that.
And so I could believe he, is just that sneaky and to do stuff like that and just that petty. I could believe that.
Yeah, and he also, so the same group is also going at Nicki Minaj and sending private investigators to her. But
I don't know if I'm kind of mad at that because she been going crazy.
yes, she is.
But I mean, she feels she has reason. So I mean, I don't know about that. I'll just sit back and watch.
But the CEO of Rock Nation, she was pardoned by Donald Trump, and last year in 2025, like they had a meeting, her, Kushner, Jared Kushner, and Ivanka, and academics had exposed that as well. So I mean, this whole thing is kind of pathetic on the, some people who just believe in conspiracy theories. And Charlemagne, I mean, no disrespect to bro, but he's obviously paid off, or he's obviously team, Rock Nation. He's fully celebrity. He's celebrity Charlemagne now. He's not, he's really not as funny as he used to be. He's not as wild. He used to be so more wild, some more off the cuff, some more funny. He used to have moments, but he's lame
older.
now. Yeah, he's just.
Do you think it's
so
because
lame.
he's older, or it's because he's under
He's
more
rich.
shackles
He's
now?
rich.
Okay.
When niggas get money, niggas can become who they always want to become. Because I learned this with
Did
Flacco.
we watch that? Oh, go ahead.
Because Flacco has completely, that nigga got money. He completely reverted his whole political opinion, ideology.
See, you know him before.
He's
I
Mr.
just
Pro
know
Black.
him as
He's
Flacco.
Mr. Pro Black. Flacco was me. There's levels to coonery. Flacco was low tier god coon. Like, he was a super duper duper coon. Like, he literally invented slurs for black people. You know what I'm saying? Like how low tier god called black people rogs. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got some issues with certain black people, but I never invented a slur, you know what I'm saying, for black people. Niggas who invent slurs for black people, and that nigga had like 4 or 5 slurs that he used to call black people. And you know what I'm saying? Now that he's rich, you know what I'm saying? Now he's in North Dakota.
He
now
like
he's Mr. Pro Black.
everybody else.
You know?
Now he trying to
And now he's
reach
super
for
left.
the black community
Yeah, he's
to
on the left
build
now.
him up and support him.
Yeah, and
because they
it's
gonna
ridiculous.
follow him blindly like the Democrat Party.
Yeah. He's this is
as they
yeah. So basically, in the UK, you know, when Donald Trump he went to the UN, he talked about this. You know what I'm saying about certain places are unique because that's who they are, and then once you uh fill it with whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying, things change. But this was a very tragic situation, and what it does is it shows the mind of the why. We'll always talk about critical theory. Why? Because critical theory is real. People have understood this is critical theory. This is what they've pushed out onto people via the media, via what I'm saying, you know, uh, the propaganda from communist governments like China and Russia. It's really real. You know what I'm saying? Things like the movie studios in LA. China has a lot of funding in universities and movie and media companies and music labels. Like, this is a real thing, right? So they really do push the critical theory, and it is a real thing, you know what I'm saying? So, and it even affects anybody's mind. So we will always have a bias towards certain people and look at certain people as being oppressed and certain people as being an oppressor, but that will never really, you can't really analyze literally everything that. And as we can see with certain situations, court cases, that's, you can't really just go through life analyzing facts based off, oh, this person is black and this person is white, therefore the black person was the victim and the white person was the bad person. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into this.
protesters clashing with police in the UK after the release of video showing officers handcuffing a teenager who'd been fatally stabbed. A case sparking debate over race in policing. 18-year-old Henry Novak was stabbed by 23-year-old Vikram Digwa last December. Digwa first told officers he had been the victim of a racist attack by Novak and claimed he had stabbed him in self-defense.
He took my turban off.
Digwa claimed Novak, who was white, knocked off his turban and targeted him because of his Sikh faith. Those allegations were later found to be false. But at the time, officers appeared to accept Digwa's account, while also dismissing Novak's statement that he had been stabbed.
Been stabbed. You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? Don't think you have, mate.
Moments later, Novak repeatedly told officers he couldn't breathe as they place him in handcuffs.
I can't breathe.
Henry told officers that he could not breathe 9 times. He lost consciousness before anyone believed him.
Authorities say once the officers found his injuries, they took off the handcuffs and started CPR. But Novak died a short time later. Prosecutors said there was no evidence to support Digwa's claims of a racist attack. And this week, Digwa was convicted of murder, sentenced to a minimum of 21 years in prison. Police now apologizing to Novak's family, saying the officers were misled by Digwa's false claims. The officers' actions.
And niggas are outraged, and this really coincides with that situation in Texas. You know what I'm saying, with Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying, when Austin Metcalf told bro to leave. You know what I'm saying, bro said pull up, and something's gonna happen, and bro went over there, and he did get stabbed. And he did touch him first, and he got murdered. But bro got sentenced to life, and people are really outraged that bro got 35 years because of the situation that has transpired and their belief that, like, yo, this is, it doesn't matter if, but that's not how really self-defense work. But it's the view of, because he's black and because this person is white, that automatically, like, the black person is the victim in this situation, and the people who are bullying him or racist or whatever. And the same thing happened with this situation. Like, they automatically assume that bro's right because he had that defense. And the reason he had that defense, because people will automatically see him, even if he was, no matter what, because he was brown, people will automatically see him as the victim, and they will automatically see the white person as the oppressor. But this is the same way we can analyze, or we're supposed to analyze everybody through one perspective of not generalizing anybody based off of them being black, any race. And we also can't, like, like how ICE is doing with Hispanics. Oh, this person is Hispanic, so I automatically want to assume they're a legal immigrant or whatever. Like, you can't just really go around life attributing characteristics of people. It shouldn't work for any people. White, black. I'm saying, if somebody's white, you can't just assume they're racist or whatever. Somebody's black, you can't just assume this. All really things. And really shows that really should be applied more to everybody, and we should really look at things more objectively and nuance, instead of, all of us, instead of just the same, you know, and that's what this death really was resolved. Even the officers didn't believe him after he told them that they said they automatically assumed that. So, I just think the problem is the perspective, and everything. You got anything to say about that?
I was looking at it from like what it said about them being upset that he was handcuffed. But I mean, that's what they do here. Like, I know that was in America, but like, it's sad to say, but that's what they do in America too. They handcuff somebody who is a victim, and make assumptions like that. That's what I was looking at. But I don't have anything to say about the other stuff.
Whoa. Yo, this
Are under investigation. One has resigned.
that news anchor, she looked, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see the side profile, but from the front, she looked pretty good.
Truth is now criminal hate speech if used to incite hatred, according to a Belgian court. The ruling came in the case of anti-migration activist Dries van Lagerhoven. Van Lagerhoven's conviction was based on a lecture given in 2024 at Catholic University Leuven, in which he linked mass migration to crime and a deterioration of our quality of life. The judge, however, in his ruling said even if all of the statements made by Van Lagerhoven are based on scientific evidence and statistics, it makes no difference to the criminal intent. Van Lagerhoven is not charged with spreading false information. He's charged with presenting facts in a way that incites hatred against persons on the grounds of one or more of the protected criteria in the anti-racism law. According to Van Lagerhoven, the judge and prosecutor did not dispute the facts in his speech, but said he created a hostile atmosphere of us versus them regarding migrants. It is Van Lagerhoven's second hate speech conviction, and he faces another court case in September. Truth is now criminal hate speech if...
So, this is my perspective. I'm going to try to wrap the whole thing around. All right, so, as we can see, this is in Belgium. All right, so... this sort of thing has happened before. The same thing happened, and it was a really big thing with that one guy from Scotland. He taught his pug how to do a certain salute, and he posted it on. He taught him how to do it. Elon Musk. He posted it on the internet, and it was really hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest, it was hilarious. But he, was found liable for like hate speech, and it was in Belgium as well. No, it was in Scotland. No, it was in the one where they have the accents that sound. It's one of those, I don't mean to disrespect y'all, but the UK it's not the UK, but the second part of the UK up there. He was from like the north part of the UK. I think Scotland, which I don't think is a part of the UK. Actually, no, I think it is. Ireland is not. My bad, because they really take that seriously. Like some people, like those Irish niggas, they don't play about that UK shit. But I know Scotland, I think y'all still a part of them, right? I think he's Scottish. But he was found liable for hate speech because he taught him how to do the salute. Which is hilarious. I gotta be funny. But this is a real thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like hate speech laws and things like that over in Europe, the reason why they exist is because of that situation that happened in Germany. And prior to that situation, they were really like left over there, and then that situation happened over there. So then people in the UK and other places are like, okay, we can't really allow that sort of thing to happen. So we have protected classes. Like black people are a protected class. Like if a white person gets into a fight with me, he calls me the N-word, I can be like, oh, that's a hate crime because I'm black, because I'm a protected group. If you get into a fight with a gay person, you call them the F-word, that's a hate crime. You know what I'm saying? If you get into a fight with a Jewish person, you say, you Jew, that's a hate crime. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really do certain things because there are protected classes. The way how, it's working in Europe is that, refugees are coming around and, they are automatically protected class. The way how things work in these places like Scandinavia is that certain like European countries, like you can't really be homeless. Like the people will give you a house, or they have like extreme like social welfare programs. But the influx of people are coming in, and they're really using those welfare programs. So I put the people there in this situation, because if you're like poor and you're not a migrant, like somebody could come in, they'll have more benefits than you. And that happens here in America. You know what I'm saying? That happens in a lot of places. But how it's working over there is that they don't as is that like there were certain things happening in Sweden, and how it was in Sweden is they removed race from, like, you know how the census in America, you know, they have the black crime statistics, you know, they have race statistics. They removed that, and this whole thing with the removing the free speech, or not free, they don't have free, removing or telling them in Belgium like, yo, what you're saying is might be true, but it's still hate speech. What it does now, it's just this weird dichotomy that's happening in France, England, Germany, all these European places where there's the mainstream view or the normative, and the same thing happens here with the quote unquote left and right. How it works in the right, quote unquote, in Europe, and the right, quote unquote, in America, and the right, quote unquote, in Canada, or these Western countries, quote unquote, is they all kind of really, as much as people want to say, oh no, they're all really different, they all really run down the same kind of view. So like if you're a liberal in America, you will be considered right wing in all of those places, because in those places they are so incredibly far left, even more far left than we are here. Like the people in America are left, but the people over there are more left. So their view is that normatively speaking, like minorities, quote unquote, and this is why I talk about critical theory, because critical theory is oppressor slash oppressed. The minorities who are coming to our country, they are protected class. They are really special, or deemed to be protected by us, the majority. So when they come to these places, people on the left will always view them through that perspective, but the people on the right, or the people who, yeah, on the right, I guess, their perspective on it will be the same people from America. But even I feel like they have more of a right, because even over there in Europe, because when you think about it, to be an American is based off of ideals, quote unquote, and it's a lot more loosely based versus to be a like a Scottish or German. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing though, because we are German, and you know, German people have did a lot of things, you know, that was a really bad. But even here in America, because most of the white people here in America are German, literally, you know, a lot of English is influenced by German. You know, a lot of the composers were German or whatever. But you know, these, to say like you're proud of your heritage because of that situation that they had in Europe, that normal European would be looked at as kind of like, what do you mean you're like proud to be from France or whatever? But like these places like France, Europe, these are like places that have so much history and culture, and the people there have like they actually speak these languages. You know what I'm saying? You speak Belgium because there's a history of or whatever. So the right wing, from their perspective from these countries, will be like, well, this is our country, this is how we feel. And the way that the voting works in some of these countries is it's like parliamentary. So it's not like you vote for the president, you vote for a party or whatever in the party. So a lot of people in these places, they don't really even have control over the government like that. So a lot of the right wing perspective from these places are not even like, you're not even really allowed to even have it, because you will automatically be assumed to be like a white supremacist or whatever. If you're like from the UK and you say, oh well, you know, I want the UK to be UK, or I want, you know, you want the country to be what you've always known it as. So what's happening now is that a lot of these people who have the non, you know, left wing, you know, oh, let's just bring in everybody perspective, automatically get labeled as far right, quote unquote. And what happens, you know, the thing that I see happening, or that's going to happen here in the UK that I'm predicting right now, is that these these people always get labeled as far right. Oh, in the UK, far right, far right, far right. So if you say, oh, I don't want the demographics of my country to completely shift to something that it's never been ever before in the history of ever, which is true. Like this has never happened in Europe ever. That, you know, people have just been flooding in like that. Like it's never happened ever. If you say that, you will be labeled as racist slash far right. And what's going to happen is that these people, same thing with Trump. Like Trump, when Trump came in, if the left wing media, I'm not gonna say they were nicer, but if they weren't so normatively loading him as such a bad person, it wouldn't cause his fans to endlessly glaze him. And what's gonna happen is that these people who are being labeled as far, something like this is just gonna galvanize the people who are already right, who really don't see themselves as being anti-immigrant or racist or whatever. It's gonna make them more, I'm not gonna say more, but it's gonna ostracize them. It's gonna make them more of what they already are. It's not gonna, like, you're not gonna make somebody think, well, damn, me saying this is hate speech, therefore I'm gonna stop saying it. When you just label somebody as hateful and far right, that's just gonna make them want to just hold down on their beliefs more. And what it's going to do is going to galvanize more people toward their side, because if you agree with them slightly, then you'll be labeled directly as them. And I think eventually more and more people are going to become far right, quote unquote, in Europe and Belgium and France. And more of these parties, as we seen Donald Trump won in 2026, despite all that was being said about him, what's going to happen is that in Canada and in England and Germany, wherever, all these places in Europe, far right people are literally going to start winning and taking over elections. And it might get to the point, I'm not going to say it's going to get to the point, but like in Germany, there are people who have, in Germany right now, there are a far right group of people who are on that type of time, you know what I'm saying? Like, which they're not open about it, but they are, you know, more secretively on that type of timing. And what's going to happen is, I'm not saying all these places, but some of these people are going to come and they're going to be on like extreme, like Lee, you know what I'm saying? That type of time. And I feel like that result is going to be directly of something like this, where, because there's one thing to tell somebody that what you're saying is incorrect or whatever, but to tell somebody that what you're saying is true, but it's hate, they're not going to say, well, I'm hateful. They're going to stop. They're going to say, okay, I'm going to embrace the hate. And they're going to be, okay, I'm going to be hateful. And in fact, I do hate these people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that ultimately this right here is like a legal chess move that is going to result in the whole system combusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that. Like, I think in decades prior, you know, I think there's going to be a negative result from this whole thing. I had to say that whole thing because I can't just really say, you know, it in a, you know, more blunt way, if that makes any sense. But
Yeah.
you got anything to say about that?
No, I was gonna say you think it'll take decades, but I mean, who knows?
For it to be really, really bad in like Europe, from like the right wing perspective, for like people on the right to be completely where they need to be, it might take 10 to 20 years. But I think what needs to happen is more like moderate right wing people. So it really happens, because what happens is we start and then these other countries follow us. So because of Donald Trump's victory, I think that really showed up to right wing people all around, really Europe, especially England. Because no disrespect to England, but we're like one. And then like there's a saying in England, right? Y'all know this. America coughs and then England gets sick. You know what I'm saying? We walk and then y'all follow our footsteps, right? So there's gonna be like a Donald Trump like figure in the UK, and they're gonna be like, we need to deport the illegal immigrants. Like that's gonna happen in the UK. There's gonna be a nigga in the UK who's gonna say we need to deport illegal immigrants or migrants or whatever. Like it's gonna happen. But because a lot of people do support Trump in the UK. Like they do support that nigga in there. Like they really do. But let me go up.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I do. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
This were people who were protesting. Let's see that. Yeah, that was where people protesting. I know it's kind of parallels between that and George Floyd, because you know George Floyd and Black Lives Matter stuff. But those were, I think, my understanding were his last words were "I can't breathe," which it's like it's a tragic situation. And not if you look at it from like a America UK perspective, like the UK people, like this is probably really like a big thing, like for them people. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder, are they like can they sue? You know, I know they don't. It's not America. They don't have
The
like
police,
rights,
I don't know.
can
I
they
don't know.
sue? You know?
I don't think they could. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they can do stuff like that,
Mm.
because you know the UK has been around for like a long time, so it's probably like some law from like 400 years ago where you can't sue the thing because somebody tried it or something. So I know a lot of our laws is based off of theirs, or, our success or the things that the colonists couldn't do is why.
To like be in America. I watched a video and it was like about Karens and stuff like that, and it was this lady walking up to this people's yard and was like, what are you doing or whatever, and he was like, get off my property. She's like, I have a right to be here. He said, what do you think, this is America? Where he said that to her, I was just like, damn, that is just crazy.
Oh yeah, it made me think of something. So basically, Hassan Piker and Cenk Uygur, they got denied entry to the UK because their words will decide to incite violence. How I feel about freedom of speech or whatever, like freedom of speech is all right. I don't think we should have it on social media. And I think certain people should be like, or shouldn't be allowed to like have social media accounts if they like exposed to be like being paid by foreign agents. And I think that's what we need to look into. Like that's what some politician needs to push, like the change in the way that freedom of speech works. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact that like the way I look at certain of these places, like I think it's wrong, or I don't know. It's kind of weird because in these places, like they say, oh, you can't do speech that incites violence, so you can't come to our country. Like, there's certain things that you can't say in these countries, and I think that's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I think we should implement something like that, like here, but nobody would, want to say that or say that out loud. But think about, America is like, there's a lot of foreign influence, like I said, from China, Russia, communist countries. And there are a lot of people who we like have been know for a fact are being paid by China, Russia, and stuff like that. Saying like that should be disclosed, or that's just, we should know about that. We should know who being paid. You know what I'm saying? And niggas who are getting paid, they shouldn't be allowed to just, that's how I feel. But, in the UK, I know that, or in the colonies, I know that the things that we have, like the right to attorney and the right to be defended, I know it's because I think in America, it's you're innocent until proven guilty. I know in the UK, the way that they had it was you were guilty until you're proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, what's the Fifth Amendment or something? No, Fifth Amendment is the right to not perjure yourselves, because in the UK or in the colonies, they were doing stuff like that. The right to not house a soldier is because colonists had to house soldiers. So just a lot of things that were happening in the colonies that the founding fathers thought were immoral from England, or the laws that they were giving us that were trash, like the no guns, like the no freedom of speech, literally like the shit that they got right now. Our founding fathers, they were like, yo, this is trash. We need to not do this. So, they probably wouldn't like what I'm saying, but they will have to understand that social media and the way that other governments influence the average American, it has to stop. And the only way we can fight back against the words that people are using against us is, via, changes in the way that it works, I think.
Forms of a job, an economy, a community, a family. And for too long,
this is 4 hours of sleep. He's 80. He needs to wrap it up with needs to get some sleep and do some.
You don't need to
things,
lose
man.
10 more pounds. You don't need to lose that much weight. You have body dysmorphia. You can have one cookie. One cookie's fine. You don't need to try to look like those really good-looking models and actors and actresses. You look better like shit. Why would you try to look like them? Stay down with us. Stay ugly and out of shape with us. You don't need to lose 10 more pounds.
This is hilarious.
It is.
This is so funny.
And that's how they feel.
Wow. This is we've heard stuff like this before, right? Almost verbatim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know how many niggas came out with songs in the Milwaukee style before this girl could come out with It's a Fairy? It's a Fairy is Milwaukee shit. It's not the fact that it's a girl saying it's a fairy, yeah, and everybody's falling in love. It's the fact of all the build-up that Milwaukee had to do with the clap beats. They had to do so many years of build-up with Chicken P and this rapper and this rapper and this rapper, the dance. Uptown, downtown, I mean, everywhere, all that's Milwaukee shit. They had to build their sound up and build their culture, they dance, and all this come off of a street nigga talking about the J's. Somebody else start doing it. I know that that's the Milwaukee sound, so I'm going to support the sound. Milwaukee right now. You know how many...
Yeah, that's true. That only really happened, post-COVID. I think that's when this shit really starts to kick up. That's after COVID, though.
Clapping, so that's why it was like...
Yeah, that's speaker. That's not speaker night, because speaker night. That was the first one I think of when I think the Asking Beats. But besides the speaker knockers, it was Certified Trapper. He really created the whole sound. Like he invented it, and out of him, and that dance shit. I know he ain't come up with it, but he made that dance popular. Even though that nigga who was in jail, like, yo, nigga stole my dance. But you know what I'm saying? Like he made it popular. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga, he's the GOAT of Milwaukee rap. Like, let's just keep it a fact. Like, what's nobody able to achieve what this nigga has achieved? You know what I'm saying? And this nigga, I mean, I never would have thought that this nigga would have did it, but he made that clapping shit synonymous with Milwaukee sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga blew up on TikTok. Like, this nigga was that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Back in the days, my sister used to do the dance, like, with the thumbs. She used to do the dance with the thumbs. This shit was weird as fuck. So to see people do it, like, with the fingers is hilarious.
Yes, ridiculous.
Know nothing nigga about to come and cross me and try to run shit up in here, dog.
Tell you hungry?
Nah.
Just whip up some hamburger out.
I'm good.
It's double cheese, nigga.
I'm straight, bro. See what the fuck I'm saying? This nigga coming in my motherfucking home, not knocking. You feel me? He invading my motherfucking space and shit and keep calling me Lil Teddy. That ain't even my motherfucking name. Nigga, my name ain't Teddy, nigga.
Jack, come here, please.
I hate you bitch ass nigga. Oh, ass. He on your couch with his feet up. He told me I couldn't sleep on it, but you got him sleeping on the couch.
Oh, come on.
What type of shit is that?
Do you pay any bills? Are you paying any bills? Are you bringing any money into the house?
I take out the trash when you ask me. I do the dishes. What the hell you got him in there for? He in there taking my motherfucking
Because
job.
I'm a man in my life.
What you mean? I'm a man? You don't need two men in here. Ain't no another nigga about to come and cross me and try to.
Yeah.
How would you feel if I allowed a nigga to just stepdad like that?
No, that can never happen.
When I see stuff like that, I just be so amazed because, like, regardless if his dad and I are together or not, or work together or not, I'm not the type of woman that was looking for a stepdad for my child. Like, oh, this is a package deal. It might sound weird to say, but it wasn't a package deal. Like, unless we engaged or something like that, my relationship is my relationship. That has nothing to do with my child. You're not supposed to meet my child. You're not supposed to. It's not supposed to be none of that. You're not supposed to be playing stepdaddy. It's not gonna be none of that. Unless it's something a really, really serious relationship. You only seen a handful of my relationships when you was growing up. So when I see stuff like that, I be like, that should be true. Because even my stepdad wasn't allowed to just come like lay down the forces and shit like that. No.
We're not your little crewmates. Like, for real, all that big captain stuff, that's for little crewmates. Little crewmates have big captains. We're not little crewmates, so we don't even respect big captains. I know Blackbeard doesn't, and for me, I never respected pirates on the seas. That's why I always got the problems I got. Mateys would tell me, Cook, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this pirate? That's how I feel listening to this, mate. Like, I want to sail with you, but I can't. We're not your little crewmates. Like, for real. All
You remember this? This is so funny.
Yes, I do remember it.
What do you think about this?
I don't think nothing about it. Nas thick ass.
That's
I
not
mean,
Nas.
Mace.
That's Mace.
Mace
Yeah.
thick ass.
Or, no, it is Mace. That's just how you spell it. Is it a C or S?
No, I don't even remember.
Oh, yeah.
Trump showed the world the full extent of his power by using this ingenious strategy to prove how insanely influential he still is. Critics in recent months have already begun to question whether Trump's influence is fading, pointing to a handful of prominent politicians, including members of his own party, who have turned against him, while others have argued that parts of the American public, including Republican voters, are following suit. However, Trump silenced all of these doubters through one simple show of strength that took place during this year's midterm primaries. He started out by laying the groundwork and loudly endorsed candidates running against two extremely popular anti-Trump Republicans who have each held their office for more than a decade, Thomas Massie and Bill Cassidy. Then, on the night of the primary, not only did these two veteran politicians lose by a landslide, but also every single one of the 37 Trump-endorsed candidates won their races. Trump showed the world the full extent of his power by using this ingenious strategy to prove how insanely influential he still is. Critics in recent months have already begun to question whether Trump's influence is fading, pointing to a handful of prominent politicians, including members of his own party, who have turned against him, while others have argued that parts of the American public, including Republican voters, are following suit. However, Trump silenced all of these.
So basically, this was about Thomas Massie, right? And Thomas Massie had turned on Trump. I think, what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene. And basically, every time Trump does anything, basically, everybody's like, yo, it's the end for Trump. But, they all continue to fail. Thomas Massie, he had left the Republican Party. He was, turning on Trump. He was talking about the Epstein stuff and Israel is controlling Trump and all this stuff. And he was supposed to win, but he lost, you know? And everybody keeps trying to, or people are trying to tear apart the Republican Party, basically. You know, there's a lot of people who have been paid by Russia, like Candace when she took a trip to Russia, like Tucker Carlson. You know, these people are being paid by Russia, and China probably, and Qatar, definitely Qatar. We all know that. But it's not working. You know, they're not turning the voter base. You know, it's not working. Just all of their stuff is not working because Trump's influence is really too strong. So, I mean, they're gonna have to try to do something else. But yeah, it just shows that the Republican voter base in mind is still strong. But people have to understand that, you know, no matter how really bad the Republicans do, people are not going to just be automatically vote Democrat. They're probably just going to stay out. And the Republican base as a collective, as far as being unified to vote for one specific person, is a lot greater than the left. It's a lot more divided on who to vote for, who you should vote for. You know, that's why like people don't even know who you guys are gonna run. You know what I'm saying? Like the Trump's base is still strong for sure. You know, he's still got his people behind him.
That as a protest against President Trump, everyone should use the other gender's bathroom today. Have you ever used the women's restroom?
Not that I can recall ever, sir.
You wanted everybody else to do it, but you didn't? As a protest.
That's so hilarious because I wasn't even expecting that question next. Wouldn't that only be the question you get asked after that? It was so funny. He should have just lied and said, yes. Yes.
For allegedly smuggling vials of deactivated Mpox virus into the U.S. from Africa. The scientists who work at a government lab in Montana were stopped at the airport in Detroit in January. The FBI says they lied about carrying biological materials. No word on why they were allegedly bringing the deactivated virus to their lab. 2 scientists are facing federal charges in Detroit.
So I don't really know. They didn't really give the races of the people. So I don't know what foreign government they're working for, or if they're working for any foreign government, or if they're just crazy. But I don't know what, you know, is happening. They're smuggling, and this is what we got to do it. And
man, please.
This is, you know, shout out to TSA, all the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the government workers, because this could have been really bad, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, luckily, in January, that's when they did that. Yeah, luckily they got caught, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm glad. I was gonna say send them to Guantanamo Bay, but they don't have that. They don't have that no more. I heard, yeah, yeah.
Trump definitely.
That's what I was saying.
No, it's still around. It's still around.
Under there.
It's still around in Cuba right now.
Send their ass under there after COVID. Goddamn it, shit.
Yeah. Every time I think about that, I think about that scene. You know
This what dude died at. This why I shot dude in his face. I'm gonna show you when we get up. I hopped out to boom, 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 boom. Nigga on bro, nigga, I'm like, cuz. Whole time we smacking innocence, gang. On my granny, like, so real. Whole time we just dropping 60 on the innocent, like, this real, nigga. This documented. This, everything I'm telling you, I can tell you, cause niggas did went to jail for this. He did our time, our crime, and our shine. Timo P ain't come around. He ain't being green. Before he come around, I bet you he gonna call him on the phone and apologize to Turk, gang. Don't shoot your gun on no missions. Yo, took down, gang. I saw, gang. No, if you out here, gang, anybody move funny, they clap. No matter what, gang. They hit the street the wrong way, smack that, bro. Nigga, they do some funny shit. Go bounce open, smack that. You don't know who it is. Bro, this is why I shot Kelly at. Nigga, Kelly died right here. Nigga, on Curry Soul, nigga, Kelly died right here. Bro, right next to our, bro, died right here. Bob, nigga, I used to live in this house right here, nigga, in 2014, nigga, on bro. I was 7 years old. I jumped off the porch, nigga, on bro, nigga. With C money, nigga, on bro. Stupid kid just did that. I ain't gonna lie. He got me out here on my soul. Yo, this what dude died at. This why I shot dude in his face at. I'm gonna show you when we get up. I hopped out to boom, 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 boom. Nigga on bro, nigga, I'm like, cuz. The whole time is.
This guy is so YBC, though. What do you think about, bro?
I'm assuming this is fake.
No, this is real.
No,
this is 100% real.
No,
this is real. This is real. No, because this is what YBC do. This is what niggas do. Like, some niggas really do.
This ain't a parody?
No, he's a real life. He's dead ass saying he's serious.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought that was a parody. I wouldn't have been laughing like that. I thought that he was
No,
like,
this it looked like it was real, but no, this looked 100% real because this is what they do.
I know that's what they do. And with him just saying it like that, talking about he dropped 60 on the
No, he in
innocent.
St.
And
Louis.
he's
St. Louis.
like, I just knew that it was a parody. I was about to say, what is this, DJ Vlad? I was gonna say, is this the No Jumper cast? Like, I was about to make a joke because, like, how he just talking, he can't be.
No, he in St. Louis. You can do that in St. Louis.
Well, God, the fuck, damn.
Yeah, you think about
What?
that?
I don't have anything to say about that.
I think it's funny.
Wow. I mean, I thought it was funny too, but I didn't think it was real because I thought it was so extra and over the top. I'm like, it can't be real. This gotta be a
No,
skit.
I seen something
You
just
know?
like this before.
It gotta be a skit because this nigga he like, oh, the statute of limitation over. But what, bro?
Yeah.
With your face showing, bro? I mean,
Yeah, they might clap this nigga. Cause that's
I
what happened to that other
mean,
nigga. He said that
yeah.
he got clapped the next day. They might get this nigga out of here.
That's
And he in
wow.
St.
How long
Louis.
do you plan on living? You know what I'm saying? Like
Nah, they don't make it long.
as like, do you just like I'm gonna ride out these next 3 years or like?
Hell no.
If you were a Jew being shoved into a gas chamber sometime during the 1940s, like my great-grandparents, one of the last things you saw before being taken to your death would have been the Totenkopf insignia on the lapel of the Nazi who had sent you there. It looks like this. It's a skull and crossbones, a very specific kind, and anyone with any knowledge of World War II history would instantly recognize this as a Nazi symbol. It is also tattooed on the chest of the Democrats' candidate for Senate in Maine, Graham Plattner. He's had it for 18 years and only covered it up with another tattoo when it was revealed during his campaign a few months ago. And according to an ex-girlfriend, he 100% knew it was a Nazi tattoo. He taught her the word Totenkopf. How could the party that proudly claims to be fighting fascism, that calls Trump and all of his supporters Nazis, the side that canceled Elon Musk for a supposed Heil Hitler, and that claims to be the great defenders of democracy?
All right, basically, Graham Plattner, the niggas on the left who were like, oh, we're on the left, we're communists or whatever. This nigga's a communist. He was supposed to have tattoo on his chest, and he's like, oh no, I never had the tattoo, and then they exposed that he actually had this tattoo, and he has all type of other allegations. But this is who they ran, and everybody was defending him. They were all defending, bro. They were like, bro, it's not one of those type of tattoos. And then when it was figured out that it was, they still were defending, bro. And he actually won, and man, he's gonna go on the face off against the Republican. You know what I'm saying? He won the Democratic thing because there was nobody else there, to defend it. So what do you think about this? Do you have anything to say?
Whatever they said he did that shit. No, I'm just playing. You gotta know that to know. But yeah, that's just I never heard of that before. Isn't that the same warning that they have on like poison on cartoons and shit like that? Like, I mean, I saw, maybe it's not the same, but like the skull with the bones across, I've seen that plenty times. I never knew that was like a symbol or something. Like, did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm old.
Oh no,
It's like
no, I'm thinking about that. I'm
past
thinking about
my
the
time.
secret. I'm
Like,
thinking about the secret society.
oh, okay. Because I'm like, how do you
President was
know
part of.
if you don't know? That's just
Oh no,
like
but
when.
bro definitely knows.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that he didn't. Yeah, I'm saying, but I'm saying like I see that everywhere. So, but if he knew, he knew. But that's just I never would have got that from that. That's just like when Aiden Ross had that little football player do that dance. People do that get money dance all the time or move or whatever the hell. When did that not? I didn't know that was. So I don't know, like, how do you know these things? But most definitely he did. But that was just surprising to see.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, I remember this. It's so funny.
Memberships here are $200. I normally don't go for the cheap stuff, but they have great things here. He's stealing.
We needed this. Yeah, I know. Everyone thinks I'm white over the phone. I get it all the time.
Was that Rain?
What?
When he said we needed this, was that Rain?
Let me see.
He's stealing.
We needed this.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Everyone
Because
thinks I'm white over the
because
phone.
when it rained, you know that means people stay in the house. And I know back in the days they used to say stuff like that, like we needed this to keep
No, I didn't
people
know
in
that.
the house. You know.
I didn't know that.
It all the time.
What are you doing?
I'm taking the prostitutes in Grand Theft Auto to church.
Guys, I'll date any race.
What about Rihanna?
She's good. She's all right. I'll be goddamn. There he is, officer.
I constructed this company. Me, brick by brick. And I prohibit you from dismantling its foundations simply because you do not like the way another nigger talks. Drive, jackass!
Memberships here are $200. I normally don't go for the cheap stuff, but yeah.
He said memberships here are $200.
Well, damn.
That was hilarious, man.
Mormons are not Christians.
Rosie
According to the U.S. federal government, the Department of Defense revising its list of religious codes, no longer designating the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as Christians. The Pentagon says the change is meant to help chaplains. Mormons, though, and Utah senators are now demanding that the military rectify that change. Mormons are not Christians, according to the U.S.
Oh, I didn't know that the Mormons disagree with that. I thought they would agree, but I mean, I don't know. But this is obviously, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Mormons are not Christians. I mean, Mormons are just as much Christians as Muslims are Christians. I mean, if you're a Mormon, you're not a Christian. You know, you're a part of a different religion. You know, it's completely different. But
the Justice Department is moving to revoke U.S. citizenship for more than a dozen people. They're targeting 17 people. DOJ officials say that some of the foreign-born American citizens are accused of committing fraud and sexual abuse of a minor. Back in May, the Trump administration also moved to denaturalize a dozen individuals. The Justice Department is moving to revoke.
This could potentially be a good thing, you know, if they're going after really bad people, you know, like terrorist people and stuff like that. So, you know, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know what I'm saying?
This is video taken from
Oh, yeah. This is
the driveway of a home on Milwaukee's east side in the early morning hours Monday. This is a surveillance camera that caught the whole thing on camera. There was a car parked right here. Everyone was hiding behind it in this driveway. The bullets hit multiple cars that were parked nearby. I'm on Pearson right off Astor. This is about a block north of Brady Street. Look at the damage to these cars. You can see evidence markers pointing to bullet holes and shattered glass. The bullets also hit nearby homes. This is one of at least 4 houses that we counted that bullets hit. I just received information from Milwaukee police on this. They say nobody was hit or injured by the gunfire, and they say nobody's been arrested. Anyone with information should give them a call. This is video taken from the drive.
Well, you know what I'm saying? That's the result of, you know, things I can't really say.
I'm trying to understand what happened. Was it just some shit that just popped off, or was they trying to like steal a car and somebody was like trying to stop them from stealing the car, defending themselves? I'm just curious because it don't really say.
Yeah.
Shocking footage circulating.
Okay, so in England or the UK, this is something that happened.
Online appears to show an attempted beheading on the streets of Belfast. The video shows the suspect on top of a man apparently shouting in a foreign language while taking a knife to his neck before hero bystanders rush in to intervene. Police confirmed that one man had been arrested while a second man had been taken to hospital with serious injuries. The attack has been condemned by local politicians, and police are appealing for witnesses to come forward. Shocking footage circulating online.
This girl has a nice face, but yeah, so this is what happened. Some dude tried to take off some bro's head in southern Ireland. I don't know, the part of Ireland that's a part of the UK. And they didn't, you know, they don't have Second Amendment, you know, in the UK, so they couldn't stop bro, and they had to wait for the police to get there to try to get him off, and they were just mostly screaming at him to stop. But what do you think about that?
It's a comment that I want to make, but I won't. But then it's like, what is that? A pocket knife that he trying to behead somebody with? What's going on here? Did the person end up being okay?
He survived, but this is a result of left wing policies. Mostly,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just keep it a thing.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin's total.
Oh, so what's happening with the Ukraine war or whatever? We are definitely, or we have been sending what $40 billion to them. We've been sending a lot of money to them, but Ukraine is going to pull through. You know what I'm saying? This is really a humongous L for Russia, China as well. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're not the same country, they are standing against the West. This is a W for America. I don't know about the other countries because we've been sending those niggas the most. This is W for America and Ukraine and Vladimir Zelensky, or I don't know if his first name is Vladimir. This is a win for Zelensky, and this is a L for Candace Owens, all of the bots on Twitter, all of the people who have been paid by Russia to spread anti-Ukraine propaganda, all of the pro Russia people. You know what I'm saying? Even Vladimir, y'all are looking really bad right now. But yeah.
Full surveillance over most of Moscow and other crucial Russian areas has backfired, and now he's terrified of it. Putin's entire surveillance apparatus, security cameras, AI systems, everything you could think of is potentially hackable. And it was Israel that showed the example to Putin when they completely infiltrated every nook and cranny they needed to about Iran. So now little Vladdy has to disable some of these surveillance areas to protect his own little safety. Because Russia is currently at war with at least the world's second most elite hackers, or possibly the first, because Ukraine has been leading the way right now with cyber warfare, right up there with Israel. And it's not just like Ukraine got good all of a sudden at cyber warfare. They were the Soviet Union's breadbasket for intelligent people, the best scientists, the best mathematicians, and pretty much the creme de la creme of the Soviet Union STEM came from Ukraine. And now Ukraine is using all of that brilliance to take down Russia. But it's not just the Russian authoritarian surveillance state that has to be worried about having their AI surveillance infrastructure hacked by Ukraine. Iran, like I said, has to worry about that with Israel, but China also has to worry about the same thing. And China is the world's largest surveillance state, which means they have a much larger field of potential hacks to suffer from. And there is no short list of entities that definitely want to hack China's surveillance state. Obviously, Taiwan, most likely India, 100% the United States. In fact, China complains about the United States constantly hacking their systems. One of the reasons why China is pursuing quantum communication as a way of unbreakable encryption is to make sure that their communications can't be hacked by the United States, like they have been for so long in the past. If you don't believe me, just look at what Edward Snowden discovered. Because before 2012, 2013, China only had a suspicion that the United States was hacking them and eavesdropping on a lot of very private information, but it was the Snowden documents that actually proved it, and it made China especially paranoid about any kind of US surveillance. This is what I've been saying since I've been a content creator on this app for about 5 years, is that authoritarian regimes start to look like they are ahead, but they always overinvest, they always overbuild in a few of their advantages, and they don't understand what happens when they have this asymmetry against their own population. It can be used against them. It has been used in Iran. It will most likely happen in Russia, and let's hope it doesn't happen in China and things just work out peacefully. America definitely has a...
It's true, because we do a lot with China that we don't really do with Russia. The Europeans do a lot with Russia as far as get oil from them, even though Russia completely doesn't respect Europe at all, like at all.
To my fellow members of the Black community, we can let this one go.
Let me just give a tip real quickly. Okay, so basically, this is my understanding of this Carmelo Anthony situation. My understanding is that Carmelo Anthony went to the tent. There was two brothers, Austin Metcalf and his brother. Witnesses testified that 15 times. This is a story from multiple witnesses. They asked Carmelo to leave. Carmelo refused, in which verbal words were exchanged. Carmelo told Austin, if you come over here or if you touch me, I am going to, he didn't say kill you, but he said, I'm going to stab you. Or he told me he had a knife, and if he came close to him, he would stab him. What was said that Austin Metcalf said, well, no, you don't have a knife and you're not going to do everything. And he walked over there and he touched him on the shoulder to, I don't know, push him to fight. I don't know what he did. And what's the guy name? Carmelo Anthony pulled out the knife. He stabbed him in the chest. One time, he ran away. He threw the knife on the ground and he was arrested. He was found guilty. He was given 35 years. And my take is self-defense is specific. You can't really do certain things and expect to get self-defense. You have to retreat. That's my understanding of it. Or you have to flee. You can't grab your knife, make sure you have it, and then stand your ground. I've seen cases where people walked over to certain people and they got attacked and they pulled out their knife. I seen a case like this in 2024, and they attacked the person who was attacking them, and they still got found guilty. Judge Bill called the guy the N-word. The guy walked to him, punched him. Judge Bill defended himself, quote unquote, and he still got found guilty. Because self-defense isn't necessarily about me saying to you, you doing something to me, you walking over me, you punching me, and me just murdering you. I have to try to run away. I have to be in fear of my life, certain, et cetera, et cetera. You have anything to say about that?
Yeah, what I was saying was I was told that you cannot announce what you're about to do. If somebody is attacking you or being aggressive with you, you can't say, if you come close to me, I will shoot you, unless you're a cop or something like that, because they will consider that premeditated. Now, if you are in fear, it's certain things that you have to say. Stop. I fear for my safety. Stop. I'm scared or something like that, but you cannot announce what you're going to do, because they can look at that as premeditated. Now, when it comes to self-defense and stuff like that, from my understanding, at least in certain places, you do have to retreat, or you have to render aid. You can't do something like that and run away. I didn't watch the whole entire thing, but maybe if you attempted to and everybody around you was like, get the fuck out of here, and start trying to whoop your ass or something, then you can get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? But if you hurt somebody in fear for your safety, you still have to render aid until people come.
Well,
you have to
he in
stay.
Texas, so
Oh no,
Texas is different.
I'm just saying here, so I don't know, everywhere is different, but I don't know how they go, but here, it's just it's more than I'm scared, I fear for my life, attack, and then that was self-defense. It's a lot of steps to that. So, every place is different.
Yeah, and a lot of things that people have to understand is some people think premeditated, and I've heard people argue about this on No Jumper. And No Jumper is like, if you ever want to know what extremely low IQ people think, you have to watch No Jumper without Flacco or Adam on there, and then you'll just hear the dumbest shit ever, But no jump or premeditated doesn't mean yesterday I thought I'm going to murder someone.
Exactly.
In the case
In the
that I
dark
walked,
room,
yeah,
in your notebook,
yeah.
planning it out.
In the case that I watched, a guy, the kids, they called a man, somebody just say I'm the guy who was arguing for self-defense. Somebody walked up, or somebody called me a stupid person, and I walk up to them, and then they say, "Oh, you're a loser," and then they come up to me and they punch me in my face, and then I pull out my weapon and I attack them. To the defense, this was all caught on video. To the defense, let's say when I walked over there and I checked and made sure I have my knife, to them, me checking and make sure I have my knife when I'm walking over there will be considered premeditated, because if I would not have had my knife, then would I have walked over there? And if they can say, if you wouldn't have had that, you wouldn't have did that, therefore it's premeditated. So with the law, how it works in arguments and stuff, it doesn't work like how people on the internet thinks. That's not how self-defense and stuff like that works. People really, before they made up their mind about the case, they should have waited for the defense, because the defense that they gave was that the guy stabbed himself or he fell into the knife. This is the defense that they gave. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should have waited before y'all hopped on to the defendant, Carmelo Anthony. or just assuming that he was getting bullied, or y'all should at least know how self-defense work. You know, you can't do what bro did, basically. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how more plainly to say about that. But, you know, rest in peace to, you know, Austin Metcalf, you know, because, you know, I don't think he deserved to get stabbed, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people were defending this, especially outside the courthouse. Like, I don't mean to sound the way, but it was embarrassing when I was seeing outside the courthouse, like, the way how people were trying to defend him, and the argument that they were giving against or for Carmelo Anthony, just it didn't make him look good. What y'all were saying like about him, because there was no defense. Like y'all, I'm still looking for the defense that people were giving. Like, oh no, it was this and that, but I haven't heard it yet. But
we can let this one go. I know it's sad, a teenager threw his life away, but there are much better examples of malpractice in the justice system, much better examples of actual racial discrimination. This is not the hill to die on, I promise you. If we cause an uproar on a case like this, we lose a lot of credibility when it comes to victims that are actually deserving of our protest, of our voice. Nonetheless, my prayers go out to both families involved. To my fellow members of the Black community,
me personally, I wouldn't have said that, but basically, a lot of people on the internet and Jasmine Crockett as well have been saying that the guilty verdict is a result of racism, and that racism is why, and there were no white jurors, quote unquote, but there was Hispanic, Asian, and Arab jurors. But the reason why there probably weren't any black jurors, because, you know, people, the jury is selected, and if they determine that you're biased, then you're not going to be on the jury. So the lawyers have to interrogate you, and if the black, you know, jurors that they could have been on there, they would have to have been unbiased black jurors, not black jurors who would have been biased, and that's something that they would have been asked for, you know, by the opposing lawyer side. But yeah, some people have been saying that this is racism, but I don't think this is racism. I think that it's racism the other way, you know. But this isn't a good look. You know, I wouldn't be defending Carmelo Anthony, me personally. You know what I'm saying, just because he's black, you know, I wouldn't be doing it. You know, anything else to say about that?
When I was in the seaplane and sailors, I didn't want to be loved. I wanted to be feared. I wanted them pirates to know. When I sailed up, like I said in the scroll, by the time I left the tavern, I sailed up in the ocean and none of the mateys float long. And I, in line, mate, I had that blunderbuss and my cannon bloody bigger than a captain's is. I wanted pirates to, when you walk up, you wanted pirates to get the, oh, Davey, here come the pirates. Oh, where day was I at? You sailed up on seas and pirates stayed there and talked to us. Ain't nobody bloody plank, matey. Ain't nobody bloody sink. Let me tell you something. Who and Dave left? Alright. Everybody, Blackbeard, what seas I was going on? Where in Dave was I at? The tavern? When you sailed up on the ocean, ain't nobody float long. What? Everybody was sailing there. Matey, they give you the barrel, give you a little bloody, the gun, the blunderbuss. You. When I was in the sea, plundering sailors.
You think about that?
Why?
You seen that original clip, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's funny. They crazy.
It is. It's
The
genius.
internet is hilarious.
They do songs, rap songs, where they turn the whole song pirate.
What were you like as a crewmate? Yeah. Terrible. The biggest plunderer. I once plundered my whole crew. The whole crew. Like 70 mates, no blunderbuss. Like, mate, everybody give me your pegs, give me your eye patch, give me your... Some of the mates I was actually cool with. And I was like, mate, run it. Everybody run it. I couldn't even sail with it. Some of the mates I plundered had to help me put it on my ship. Terrible. You know, and then they threw me off of that ship. Queen Anne's Revenge. And I made a deal with my captain that I was gonna be a good crewmate. And I honored that. What were you like as a crewmate? Terrible.
What do you think about that?
Hilarious.
What do you think about Fat Joe be lying like that?
I mean, you know, it's people like that, you know, damn liars. You just look at them for what they are. No, you can't believe 90% of the shit they say.
Damn, I ain't seen a lot of these.
You think Francis is better than Blackbeard and Jack? I think Francis...
I never seen this before.
Set sail, I'm looking at the scroll, and the scroll say, Cook.
You don't see the
Set sail, I'm looking at the scroll, and the scroll say, Cook said, sink Blackbeard, sink Pack, and sink Francis. I'm like, what did he say sink me for? Pack set sail with your first class Melissa, then took your bloody doubloons. Say sink that, matey. This is a special SEARUM challenge for you, Cook. If you can drink one full barrel of rum at the bloody tavern, matey, I'll give 700 doubloons to whatever charitable local tavern you want to. throw the bucket of rum, matey. I received a bottle from my mate, Captain Kimmel. Kimmel said, if Coke accepts the challenge, then he'll put you on an actual ship so you can drink it on a ship. We don't want to put pressure on you. We know you can't stomach the flavor of that bloody rum barrel, so we will let you drink a barrel of whiskey. Set sail, I'm looking at the...
What do you think about that?
They funny.
Yeah, they is.
Why they had to have him spell it out like that? All hood like.
He was a
Bro.
first mate plunderer who bragged about plundering crewmates. And he professed and confessed to be a Dutchman. Mate, he was sunk, mate. If he wanted you to sink, he would go do it himself on sails by himself. Henry gave me a lot of passes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, he could have keel-holed me a couple times.
But I was happy as Davy when I found out he was dead. I was at the tavern the whole day.
I was relieved for the ocean, mate, because he was over there pushing pirates off the plank, mate. Something was wrong with him. That's no sailor, mate. You're no pirate, mate. Mate, it was the Dutchman, mate. So from what I hear, that old...
I hate it. Hello.
It's going to war. It's going to war. They going to war.
You still owe some money, man.
They going to war.
You owe money, man. Oh my God. Nigga, you signed, nigga. I'm still in the business, nigga. I'll take that, man. You only smack me with it.
What, they about to have a dance battle or a song battle?
That's just some community shit. I just wanted to show it. They ain't do not a goddamn thing in that video, but just Jack. That's it. That's it. That's some Milwaukee shit.
He's trying to get into Kai in that streaming university.
I think he should. I think he'll be one of the biggest ones to blow up out that motherfucker. Because the thing about it is, like,
Funniest.
he not enough. He not everywhere. You know, you can't find, it's not easy to find him everywhere. Like, I only just started following him on Twitch, but it's like other people posting. That's the same thing like Blueface. It's like, I'm studying seeing clips. I want to support the main person. So
He had some girl wife is, anus on stream. Think about that.
I mean, if somebody willing to do it, he got the money and they willing to do it, then
He said,
it
"Damn,
is what it
this
is.
bitch must really love me." I said,
It
"Damn,
is
man,
what
that
it
bitch
is.
must really
I
love
think
me."
I sent you something that say something about, girls and love and all that. But we'll see if we get to it. Sometimes we don't make it to everything.
You nigga bitch ass niggas. Y'all don't show love to the fat bitches. Every time I look up, y'all having a debate of is she fat or is she thick? Nigga, she thick and fat. Nigga, I like it, nigga. I love the fuck out of her, nigga. She fat right there, thick right there, little right there, fat right there, fat right there, fat right there, thick right there, little right there. I like all the parts that's fat. Nigga. If her back hurting because her titties too big, I like her. Oh, baby, I'm two, and it's all in my ass. I like it. I got a little gut, though. I like that, too. That's the playground. That's what make you, when you missionary and you come out and start kissing it. That's the playground. You niggas different. Oh, I'm getting nothing but bad shit. Nothing but, I ain't cut it. Hold on, get no fuck about you. When you die, on God, she ain't coming to your funeral. All the fat hoes coming to the funeral. All the fat hoes. They coming. I swear to God. And they got something. And they gonna give your mama something. And they love you still. And you can be dead 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years. They still saying, rest in peace, you. The fine hoe said, rest in peace, you, one time. Not no more. She only did it just to get some motherfucking views. She ain't even give a fuck about it. She said, rest in peace, you, one time. Oh, the fat bitch? Man, she gonna say rest in peace, you, man, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, man, so many fucking years. And when she see your mama, she gonna take your mama out to eat. Man, you nigga lame. You nigga don't even like fat bitches. Because I know you nigga bitch ass niggas. Y'all don't show...
He was spitting facts. I ain't saying get you a big bitch, but I'm saying a fat bitch will do all of that. She gonna rest in peace you. She gonna hug up your mama. She comes to the funeral. She done made something for the repast. All that. Gonna rest in peace you, just like he said. He ain't lying. He knew exactly how it is. He done seen it. I done seen it. That fine, pretty bitch that you love so much that you was chasing here one time. She ain't even come to the funeral. She ain't even come to the funeral for the most part. So I thought that was funny because it was true.
Yeah, for real. Couldn't be me though,
All the hoes coming up.
Ooh, what about this?
Closed. This is the platypus.
That's so ugly.
When it dives, it shuts its eyes, its ears, and its nose completely. Its only guide is its bill. Every living creature produces tiny electrical signals when it moves. The platypus can detect them. Its bill sweeps left and right through the water, reading those invisible signals. A shrimp hiding in the mud. A worm buried beneath the riverbed. It doesn't need to see them. It already knows exactly where they are. It closes in, locking on to the signal, and it strikes. This animal hunts with its eyes closed.
Actually, they can see when niggas are coming to get them, and that's how they.
Platypus on paper is the most.
Did you know that platypuses sweat milk? 5 surprising facts about the platypus. They don't have nipples. Despite being mammals that nurse their young, platypuses have no nipples. Instead, milk seeps through pores in the mother's skin, and the young, aka puggles, lap it up directly off her fur. The males are venomous. Male platypuses have a sharp spur on each hind ankle connected to a venom gland. While not deadly to humans, the venom causes excruciating, long-lasting pain that standard painkillers are largely unable to relieve. Their bill is a sixth sense. The platypus's duck-like bill is packed with around 40,000 electroreceptors that detect the tiny electric fields generated by the muscle movements of prey. When hunting underwater, they close their eyes, ears, and nose entirely, relying solely on this sixth sense to find food. They lay eggs. Due to a unique evolutionary divergence, platypuses retain the reptile-like feature of laying eggs rather than giving live birth. They share this distinction with just one other mammal species, the echidnas, which, judging by their looks, you can imagine will get their own 5 facts very soon. They were thought to be a hoax. When the first platypus specimen arrived in Britain around 1799, scientists were convinced it was an elaborate taxidermy prank, assuming a beaver's body had been stitched together with the duck's bill. One scientist even reportedly searched the specimen for the stitches. What other animals do you want to learn more about? Did you know that platypuses...
The platypus looks like a strange mix between a duck, a beaver, and an otter. But it's 100% real. It's one of the rare mammals that lay eggs, and it doesn't even have nipples. Instead, the mother produces milk through tiny pores on her belly. Baby platypuses are born blind and hairless, and this animal is full of surprises. Male platypuses are venomous and have sharp spurs on their back legs used to fight during mating season. Their venom isn't deadly to humans, but it causes intense pain. Even more impressive, the platypus has a real sixth sense. It's duck-like.
Try these. Kit Kat, but the Turkish version. Wafer chocolates, they're a little too dangerous. As soon as you eat one, you gotta eat all of it. These are crazy. Just tried these dill pickle with white cheese tiger chips out of Egypt. Which ones did my mom really like? These right here. So good. French cheese. They stuff it to the rim so you get a real full bag of chips. Obviously, we had to go crazy with the Milkas, the hazelnut, the cherry cream. Of course, the Oreo. We got stuffed croissants, vanilla cream one, pistachio, strawberry, a double chocolate muffin. Super good. Kids are gonna love these. Kit Kat, but Middle Eastern versions, you know, better ingredients. Milwaukee, we just restocked again. These falafel.
Wow, that looks nice.
I wonder is the Kit Kats made from like the real rich chocolate?
Yeah.
never said this life should be easy. Life a bitch, but she show a lot of cleavage. She's a 10, but the looks so deceiving. Bragging to her friends by the way I eat it. Krabby Patty tryna steal my seasoning. Krabby Patty tryna steal my seasoning. Eager hold it to the swag, I don't need it. Mama taught me imitation just a form of flattery. Pussies all sweet, giving nigga cavities. From my head to my feet, I'm loving this, I'm so clean. Keep it scripting my jeans, call me Grey's Anatomy. From my head to my feet, I'm loving this, I'm so clean. From my head to my feet, I'm loving this, I'm so clean. From my head to my feet, I'm loving this, I'm so clean. From my head to my feet, Grey's Anatomy.
It sounds so funny. What do you think about that?
It's just a lot going on right there. A lot going on and not much at the same time. Like, what's up with that big ass shag in the back? Why is he smoking a cigarette? And what's up with them walking to Damascus sandals he got on?
Yeah.
I mean, but
He sound
you
like
know,
it sound like an underground rap
he
song.
he's a nice looking young man. I'll give that to him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
That's the one thing money can't buy, even though money bought it. I have not whole famous outside.
Oh,
There it is.
There it is. It's not real, is it? It's legit?
It's
For me?
Yeah. Overdue. So, been rapping a long time. Oh wow.
What do you think about that?
Well, even though Aiden Ross and Cuffham got one before him, no, I'm just playing. I don't know if they did or not, but I think that was nice. It was overdue, and I wonder how long was he like in heaven after that? Like, did it take him a week to come down? Like, was it like a month? Like, was it just 3 days? Like, he probably wear that around the house when ain't nobody around.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up, though. Good for him.
He's officially part of OVO though.
Okay, then.
Well, I don't know if it's official, but basically he was already basically
I was
part
just
of
about
OVO.
to say it.
Now it's official. You
Yeah.
cannot call him on Drake's team. You know what I'm saying? He's the voice of Drake now. Yeah, I remember I showed you this, but you think about niggas posting, where she at, the Drake shit, because she didn't post a single technically or whatever.
I mean, who cares? Like, she ain't supposed to. That's separate. That we not as one when it comes to that. Like,
Well,
Beyonce and Jay-Z don't post each other shit. Now they be on
they don't
shit
ever drop
together.
ever. They
You
don't
know what I'm
drop
saying?
music ever.
Hmm?
I said they don't drop music, but if you go to her, Instagram. I mean, never mind. She could have posted something. She too famous.
Yeah.
She could have helped that nigga out.
Why? Let him get it out the mud.
I'm hungry. All I had for breakfast was cereal with the powdered milk. So you failed it.
Miss Dallas. Can I go use the restroom?
Dallas, you trying to talk to you? Don't run. Don't run.
Hey, you gonna change my grade?
I can't do the work. I'm hungry.
Yeah. You think of that?
I know some teachers, and I want to say God bless the strength of every teacher or person out there like that for a couple of different reasons. But it's just sad where we are now, because back when I was in school, teachers were teachers because they had a passion. They loved students. They wanted to make an impact in people's lives. Now, here in the state that I live in, you don't even have to have a teacher's degree in order to teach students. You could have I'm almost sure it's an associate's degree, 2 years or something like that. I'm almost sure it's an associate's degree, or maybe a bachelor's. But you can have I'm just going to say bachelor's degree for anything that have nothing to do with anything, and you could still be a substitute teacher. Like, it doesn't matter what the degree is for. You can be a substitute teacher. And I think that's crazy because in speaking to teachers that I know, from what I hear, the majority of teachers are there to get a check. It's not that they have passion for students. And I know somebody who was saying that, like, people in the 3rd grade didn't even know the letters to the alphabet. Like A is for apple, B is for ball. Like it's just, I don't know. It's crazy where we are right now with the generation.
Okay. I don't know what this one. Oh, I don't
You
know.
gotta tap on everything. That was the last one at the beginning.
I'm gonna lose a lot of my female
This or no?
Yeah. That's
followers, but sex is mandatory in a relationship. In a committed relationship, there's no such thing as I'm not in the mood to have sex consistently. I give you 1 night out of 9.
Shutting the hell up for 88 hours, dog. Men, women, women, and men cheat.
I don't really care what he has to. Shout out to Tony Baker, because I agree with what he said. I don't think it's a reason not to have, have a active sex life in a relationship. It's compromises that need to be happen. Like, you're tired and stuff like that, but you can't be tired too long. Adjust your schedule. Like, we don't have to talk too much into it, but I don't really see a reason not to.
Yeah.
Boys.
I don't know why I keep doing.
Oh yeah, that was.
What?
That was I think 101 or something like that. What I was talking about earlier. Oh, 1 and 3.
Nah, she deserved the whole voiceover, bro. Cash. Like, they done knocked her over. Like, she got up clapping, bro. Clapping after that? No complaints? Yeah, she thorough. No cap, she's thorough, bro. Hold on. What the skip through flotations in the lane? What you know about that device? Wait, she got a burner. In the dress, sauce that pump fake, stupid. Now, hold on, bro. She out there hooping with the fellas. Blow! She done flicked the hair on him. That's how you know she's serious. Good dimes. Gotta finish the lay, bro. Hold on. Look at the little shimmy rocker out of the triple threat. She know what she doing. Excuse me, bounce, spin, and get right to that lay. Excuse me, ma'am. Or should I say miss? You really out there hooping, different dress. Good J's, pump fake, stupid. Off the side step. And she looked at him, 3-ball. What the? Hold on. Skip through with the lefty lays? Nah, she blew a kiss at bro. Nah, she thorough, bro. Run over there, tray ball. No lie, y'all might have to pat her down. She feisty. 3-ball. Watch the last one, she look away. Nah, she deserved the whole voiceover, bro.
You watch basketball and you into basketball, so I wanted to know what you thought about her skills. Or do she have them?
Oh, she look good to me.
I don't know about basketball. I didn't know if she was killing it or, Oh, okay. I just wanted to know your thoughts about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably her who posted the video. She look real short.
That the goal. The goal is to get on. And still look this good doing it.
nude. What? That's unbelievable.
Yeah. I wanted to know your opinion about that. I wanted to know if it was real. I wanted to know if you knew who he was. I wanted to know if he 5'3" for real.
Yeah, I think academics had talked about him, but he's a famous nigga. But
Mm.
damn, he's so short. Like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, he must be really, really talented to make it as 5'3", because I heard you have to be like, I mean, you gotta be real good.
Yeah, they
What's
got
the shortest average, height, the shortest height of the average person there?
I don't
Do you
know.
know? Oh, okay. Because I was surprised to hear how tall they was for real.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
A lot of people mad at me right now in the DM. They going off in my DM. Boost, you gonna be part of the community with us? Nah, bro. I just feel like, you know, they mad because the truth hurts, you know. I come up under Tecmo, bro. I never thought in a million years that I would see a Madden cover with one of the best players with his fingernails painted. A game that sold to billions of little boys. What kind of message are they sending to these little boys? I never thought in a million years I would see this. As parents, how much do they have to do for us to say that's not right? Us daddies gotta go tell these boys that we got raising them to be men. That's wrong, son. That's for women. And not just daddies, not just daddies. Hey, they got a lot of people mad at me right now in the DM. These mothers, single mothers who...
Okay, did this nigga tell NBA Youngboy that? Because NBA Youngboy 100% painting his nails and show everybody that he was painting his nails, and he got 17 bodies. I mean, didn't Trap Lord Ross do a documentary on that nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga is late. Like, you should have said this 10 years ago. Like, nigga, this is nothing new, nigga. This is what everybody's doing. This is what NBA Youngboy does. This is what Playboy Cardi does. This is what Drake does. This is what niggas do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was late to the party. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say about it. I mean, I don't... You got anything to say about that?
I just want to know what you had to say.
Yeah, this nigga, I don't even know if he's... Like, nigga, this 2026. Like, you talk about niggas painting their nails? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, this is what niggas been doing. Anyway. Is this?
I don't think you know who that is. I mean, I don't know if you would know like the song to know if you think it's good or not.
Yeah, okay, she hit my DM, say she like my page. I'm just creeping while I'm thinking how them thighs might taste. Said a man can't do it, she wanna come first place. 3 a.m. earthquake, the way them thighs gon' shake. Ain't no lies, that's true. 225, 6'2". I pick that ass all the way up and eat that like fruit. And I drink all of that juice, this ain't no amateur move. You say work be kinda stressful, let me set that mood. Come get this real, baby.
Man, that was a really nice beat, man.
Do you know the original song?
Oh, no.
Like a while ago, they was doing this where it was like they was over the same beat. Everybody was like freestyling off of it. Man, maybe like 7, 9 years ago. It was the thing a while ago. What you think about that?
I don't think anything about it. I mean,
do you think that was like called for, or do you think that was like really celebrating, or it doesn't matter what type of form of celebrating? What do you think about people losing points or being disqualified for stuff like that?
What's the rules?
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming the rules must say it's not, but would you consider that celebrating?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I guess.
okay. I wouldn't if they wouldn't doing like this or do some signature dance or just something that was outright.
Oh, no.
You know,
If
but
you're not
I mean,
supposed to do
it
shit,
could
then
be.
you're just supposed to sit your ass there and
Oh,
not do
okay.
nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, depends on the rules, but no, I mean, I think it's goofy, but that's not how it works.
Oh, yeah.
Is this something we already seen?
No.
Oh.
You do not why she real serious about it.
Once.
They say no. do a woman have to say no for you to be like, oh, she real serious about it?
Once. They say no, bro. I'm out. Twice. I'm not like I don't want to push it, but no mean no.
You say no once, I'm good.
She gonna have to call the cops, man.
You said what? What'd you say? How many times do a woman have to say no for you to?
Oh, I'm not sure. I won't be knowing, but yeah, that's just crazy because niggas think like that for real.
Yeah.
We are still kidding.
Where the hell did she even come from? Where the hell did she even come from? She done wandered off from the old folks' home and ended up on Martin Luther King Drive. They made the group of youngins you want to be around, trust me.
Is this it?
Men invest in women they like. Don't y'all know that? If a man likes you, if he sees a future with you, he's going to invest in you, in your well-being, in your personal growth, in your career growth, if you have that going for you, in y'all's growth together. He's going to be thinking about what he's putting into you with his own future in mind. Don't you see that? If the man is not willing to spend any money with you, isn't willing to help you get your life organized in such a way that it also benefits him, he hates you. That's what that means. He doesn't see any future with you. You are just a short-term, for now fling, okay? And that's your lot. And by the way, a short-term for now fling could be a year. That could be 2 years. It could be 4 years. Some of y'all are in a 4-year relationship and have no idea that you're at a short-term for now fling. All right. And I'll give you the telltale signs. If he doesn't want to help you get your life in order so that y'all can have a good future together, that's the sign. That means he hates you. All right. You are just a temporary person. All right. You're misconvenient. Okay. That's what that means. Men that see a future with you invest. They just do. And by the way, they invest more than their time. All right. Because things cost money. Life costs money. All right. The things that you're doing with yourself, if he's not helping you move that needle forward, so to speak, financially, he needs to, if he's not bleeding for you, you ain't it. That's what that means for real. Y'all think I'm joking? Y'all looking over at your man right now. If he hasn't contributed 1 red cent.
Besides the "he hates you" comment, what do you think about that?
I think it's mostly true. You know what I'm saying? If a dude look at you as a placeholder, he definitely not gonna invest any money in you for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wild. That's just one of the guys' take.
With your girl with another dude?
So the last girl I dated, she said that. I didn't get offended. I was like, that's something to think about.
It wasn't 100% strong no.
Nah.
If you're gonna have a threesome with your girl and it's with another dude, which one of y'all gets to do?
I gotta pick him.
What?
No.
You mean? You about to go shopping?
That's my look wise. Like, I ain't finna.
So you're gonna go for a look?
Bro, hold on. First of all, my girl not gonna be fucking no ugly. Not my girl. He gotta look good or better than me. Like, he can't be like some ugly. Cause not ugly to me, fuck my bitch. That's kind of crazy.
Wait, I've never heard nobody say that like
No,
this.
but he's standing on it.
I'm not scouting, but if she like, let's say she picks somebody, if that's ugly, I'm saying no.
You be like, all right, we can fuck that.
I'm not him.
If you was gonna pick one of us in here, fuck your girl with you, who would you pick?
I don't know. It's a good question. Nah, that's too freaky. Freaky. It might be yes.
You gotta be yesterday? I can understand yesterday. Why yesterday?
You be like the Hardy Boys, back to back.
Back to back. They both skinny.
Yo,
I can see it.
You my treacherous little twin.
Yeah.
I want to say he is the fool for saying he wants somebody that look better than him or as good as him. Somebody who piping down your girl.
What?
That's how you gonna fuck around and get left. Because what if that nigga? I watched Shay Shay. I didn't even send it. I watched Shay Shay talking about, this guy was saying that he was swinging with his chick. and how he'd never do that again because he had her folded up like a pretzel and was piping her down. And this is way after the fact, and he's still traumatized by it. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if a nigga is piping your bitch down, got you pretzeled up, and look better than you. What does the bitch stand for? No, you should get somebody who, I'm not saying somebody fat, a big ass belly and shit like that, but you should get somebody who does not look as good as you because she just want the dick. I'm assuming it ain't like y'all gonna be kissing in the mouth and stuff like that. I wouldn't suggest you get nobody who look as good as you or finer. I'm saying body type probably the same, but face, me as a woman, that's how you get your bitch stuck, in my opinion.
All right, first off, what you saying is all incorrect, okay? Because you're not down with the cucketry or you never been involved in that. And you a female. Second off, if you going for a dude to smash your girl, obviously you want the dude to look just as good as you or better than you. So how is you supposed to enjoy your girl getting smashed if it's by some ugly nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm letting my girl smash another nigga, and I don't know if he gonna be, or if he involved, or if it's some third way cucketry shit, then obviously I'm gonna want the nigga to look good. Second off, dude, haha Davis. See, this is the problem. Don't involve yourself. Don't hop in a lifestyle if you're not really about what that lifestyle requires. If you hop in the cucketry slash open relationship slash letting your girlfriend you smash, you got to be fully in and willing for whatever comes with it. So that means you getting left. You gotta be aware of that. That means you seeing her do some shit, that you ain't seen before, or you gotta be prepared for that too. And that's the problem with niggas. You know what I'm saying? Diddy, Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Me, we on that type of time, and for real, we really in it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm with a girl and we involving ourselves in coquetry slash other nigga activities, you
Swinging
know
and
what I'm
stuff like
saying?
that.
I'm not about to have no ugly nigga up in the room, you know what I'm saying? Because where am I supposed to get my enjoyment? You know what I'm saying? What about me? You know what I'm saying? But that's just me though, you know what I'm saying? But I understand where bro coming from for real, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they didn't understand in the room. They looking at it from you gotta look at it from the other perspective, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but me as a woman, I don't know. I don't look at it that way because if the nigga that's smashing me look better than you and his pipe is long and he daddy long stroking in ways that you never could,
Then what?
I mean, you gonna get cheated on, and eventually I'll probably stray and leave unless I'm just staying there for the money. Like, I just don't
Exactly. And you know what that
know.
means?
What?
That means that you never loved him to begin with. You know what I'm saying? As we can see, Lena, she didn't got bust open by bro, and guess what? She's with Adam 22. You know what I'm saying? If you with a girl and you down for the swinging, the relationship that you and her supposed to have is supposed to be based off of non-physical connection. You know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be not spiritual, but it's supposed to be like investments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of
Understanding
people
communication.
there's plenty of dudes who, you know what I'm saying, like approach dudes and be like, oh, you want to have sex with my wife? You know what I'm saying? People who do the cooking stuff, like they wife be, fully aware. They be, integrated in life.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay,
If I got a wife
okay.
and she my wife, you know what I'm saying, she getting bust down by other dudes, you know what I'm saying, our relationship I feel like will be strong enough to proceed that. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about
I
it from that
guess
point
if
as
you
well.
if you look at it like that, because I have been approached by women for their husband, and I mean, I guess it was the same way where I looked better than the wife, or you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Like it was like, yeah, and they would be like, okay, well, he comes there for business trips, and I'm just looking for somebody to like, entertain him or keep him company while he's there, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So, okay,
And
I
a lot
guess
of
I guess I
times
could see it. I could see it.
it'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like with Diddy, that he was what I don't know why Kanye West got himself involved with the country, but I'm assuming it's just dudes who are rich or whatever, or who want to involve themselves with that. It's more of like I feel like if you watching your girl get smashed, you have to be doing it from a visually, like I want to see this with my own eyes, because when you engaging with your girl, it's from like first person, if that makes
Yeah,
any sense.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So if you only smash from first person, but if you I feel like if you watching her smashing a dude, then you want to see those angles that you can't see. You want to see her body doing shit that. So me,
Right, I get what you
I'm
mean.
looking at it from bro perspective. You know what
I
I'm
get
saying? I'm
what you
not
mean.
looking at it from the what if she leave me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cause that's just thinking like, I don't know. It's not a confidence in your physical body, but it's a confidence in your non-physical game. You know what I'm saying? You might could hit her better, but I can make her feel better emotions. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I get it where dudes be like, it was just sex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Looking at it from I get it. I get it.
You see how excited I got about the topic, you know what I'm saying? I had to defend my bro because they over there talking about something. Oh, you gonna pick the
Yeah, I wanted
like
to know
what?
your opinion about
Nigga,
it because
please,
when
yes.
I first saw it, I
Nah.
was like, "What the fuck
No,
is
but
wrong with him? He
that's just
asking to
me
get
though.
left."
Because I just
But
feel
like,
like if I'm allow my girl to have sex with another dude, like you can't be with no ugly ass loser nigga.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Because what
yeah,
about me? What am I supposed to get from that? You know what I'm saying?
right,
I'm just gonna look. I'm make myself feel bad. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like me. I'm gonna fully understand that if you gonna do it, you gonna have to do it 100%. You know what I'm saying? But this is something I've been thinking about. You know, ever since I was 14. You know, so this ain't just new thoughts that I'm just now acquiring on. This stuff that I've been thought about.
We guided. And most men don't know the difference until they've lost a good woman because they were too busy reacting to her instead of leading to her. Here's what matching energy actually looks like. She comes home frustrated, you get frustrated. She pulls away, you pull away. She gets emotional, you get defensive. You turn the relationship into a mirror instead of a compass. Whatever she brought to the room, you reflected right back at her. And you called that keeping it real. Two people escalating together with no one at the wheel. A man who leads doesn't mean a man who controls. It means a man who stays calibrated when everything around him isn't. She's allowed to have bad days. She's allowed to be emotional. She's allowed to bring the storm into a room sometimes. But your job isn't to match the storm. Your job is to be the thing that doesn't move when the storm hits. Because here's what women don't always say out loud. They're not looking for a man who feels everything that they feel. They're looking for a man who can hold steady and stay consistent when they feel what they feel. That steadiness is what creates safety, and safety creates trust, and trust makes a woman actually want to follow you. Proverbs says that a gentle answer turns away wrath. That's not weakness, that's precision. A man who understood that the most powerful response in a heated moment isn't volume, it's direction. See, the most attractive thing you can do in conflict is stay calm when she can't. Not because you don't care, but because you care enough not to let the moment make the decision for both of you. She doesn't need you to feel everything she feels. She needs you to lead her somewhere better than where she is. Boys match energy, men.
Yeah, that's correct game. You know, that's a good game. You know what I'm saying? That's the right game. You know, not the reflective. You know, but that's like Jace. I get my game from Jace the Pickup Scientist. But you know, that's the good game because you're not supposed to directly react, you know, to, you know, her. If and the coming to you with issues is mostly a test as a man. It's a test to you as a man, you know. So if you get came to, you know, with extreme energy from a woman and you react, you know, you might think that's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might teach you that. That's a good game as well, but that is not definitely a good game. You're not supposed to match energy with her. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to set the energy and she's supposed to follow you. You know, she's supposed to react to you. Now you react to her. So yeah, that's a good game. And the leading direction, that's a good game as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't like these YNs be out here, you know what I'm saying? You can't be reacting to her. You can't be doing that. You can't be letting her come to you with problems and you fail in the test, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it as a test and you gotta maintain who you were at the beginning as well. So yeah, this is perfect game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I know you talk about like the man is the one who like lead the relationship and stuff like that, and that was like, or the man should be the one that lead the relationship, and that's what I thought of when I saw that part.
It's just facts. I mean,
Every woman wants.
That's how I gotta be.
Every woman wants a man that she could just be a big baby with. She just wants to be a big baby with. Like, she doesn't want to use her brain when she with her man. Right? Like, y'all walking through the airport holding hands. You got all of these ideas in your head. All right, the gate here. All right, we got 30 minutes to do this. We got to... her mind, she got love songs playing in her head. She don't know where the gate at. She don't know which terminal we in. She don't know the exact time we supposed to be getting ready to board or nothing because she with her man. That's what women want. Women want to be able to turn their brains off. They want to feel safe enough to turn their brains off when they with you. And if she doesn't feel that, she'll never love you. But the man that can make her feel safe in that regard, the man that she doesn't have to think with or she doesn't have to make all the decisions with, that's the man that she'll do anything for. Every woman wants to be baby, bro. I don't care how successful she is. I don't care how much money she got, how many accomplishments, none of that. Every woman wants to be a big baby when they with their man. Every woman wants a man that she could just be a big baby with.
So to me, this is true. This is true, and it's not like a woman don't necessarily want to turn her brain completely off and just have her heads in the cloud, but to be comfortable enough with a man where you don't have to always be on alert, always on think mode, always on leadership mode, you know, that is important because, and I'm not gonna say she won't love you, but if the woman is the one who's looked for leadership the whole entire time. I'm not saying what you can do for each other to build each other, but if she's the one leading the relationship, I'm not going to say she'll never love you, but she'll never fully respect you like she would for a man who knows how to take control, who knows how to lead. And if a woman feels comfortable enough, because I showed the video to a guy and he was like, "Oh, women don't allow you to steer the relationship or do this or do that." And I can get that. But if a woman feels comfortable enough to let her guards down, to be this baby, to be vulnerable, to do those things, she will allow you to lead her. She will allow you to direct the relationship without, pushback. And you just gotta know how to handle the pushback.
Yeah. So that's kind of true, but I would never say this out loud because we live in a woke like feminist society or whatever. But my understanding is that this is, well, I wouldn't say baby because that's infantilizing or whatever. But my understanding that this is true, or at least this is what Jace preaches, that that's the ultimate stage that you want a woman to be at for you, or he calls it the autopilot stage. You know what I'm saying? Well, basically, you understand what I'm saying, basically. But a couple things. Like one, you have to be the right guy who can be able to activate that for a woman or make a woman feel that way towards you. And that's like, the only way that, well, that's the ultimate goal. And um, well, basically, in order to get there, you have to be a specific type of man from initially to the moment you get there. And what you have to do is survive tests, or you will have to be able to be tested by her, by reality. And if you surpass the test enough, then she will enter that state for you. That's the game that I've been taught. But from what I've seen, I don't know if a woman would want to be in another position with a man and where she can respect the man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, some women might say that oh well, I want to be in a relationship where it's this. I don't know if that's true, or I don't know. Like I don't know. For some women, it might be different though. Some women. So I can't speak for all women, but that's my understanding of what I've seen, and I think that's what, like you said, or it doesn't matter how much money she is. I think it really depends for each woman. Each woman will had to have more, but I think ultimately like um biology, or the person or the woman who finds the right man, whatever, whoever she may be, however successful however she may feel about herself or her life or what she's done. If she finds the right man, I think she will enter that state for her. No matter even if she disagrees with this video. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I feel like it's about, like how you said, like women won't allow you to do that. It's about who you were initially and how she feels about you initially. Like this, it matters really initially. Like you can't start off as, well, it's about initially and how you present, because Jace talks about real world value and perceived value. So how she perceives you, it doesn't matter what you actually have. You can have literally nothing, but if she perceives you as a specific way, then that's all you need. And if she sees you that way initially, and she sees you that way, continuously, and she comes to you with tests and you pass the test and you show that you are, stoic man or whatever, then you will get that result from me. That's what I would taught. And if you don't get that result, it's because you have failed the test, or she have proven to her subconscious that you are a weak man, or a man that she can control or she can dominate. Because that's really what girls will do. They'll test you to see if you'll break, like react. They'll come at you with bullshit. And if you react to bullshit with the bullshit, then they'll, oh, this is a weak man. He's he can't handle me. And it sounds like, if you've been taught, or if you went to schools like how I went to schools, and schools I went to, they didn't teach us game. They taught us blue pill. What I'm saying? When I was in high school, we was learning classes about why you shouldn't say the P word because that's misogynist and shit. This is shit I was learning when I was going to school. But actual game, that's I believe that's true. An actual game, you gotta be a certain way to get certain things. That's how I feel. But yeah, this is good.
Okay, so I love everything that you just said. Everything that you just said, I love everything that you just said because I hold on, I had showed a guy that, and he was like, well, you could do that, and then a woman could try to play you, or this or that, and just like you said about tests, and uh starting a certain way and standing on those standards that you had at the beginning or whatever, that is 100% true. And what I told the guy that I was talking to, I said, well, if you are doing this to a young lady, or allowing her to be vulnerable and be this baby, and you be this person who leads, and steer the relationship and all of that, and this woman like doesn't deserve it, or she's ungrateful, or you see that she's testing you or something like that, then you just have to stand on your business. The problem is guys don't stand on their business when they see that. They allow the woman to get the upper hand or do different things. I know people, the things that they tell the person that they're in a relationship with, like the things that they tell the person that they're in a relationship with, that they expect them to be okay with, and the things that the men are okay with. Taking vacations by themselves, or like going to hotels for the weekend because they need to escape, the kids and the wife life or the mother life or whatever. And you just going all weekend, not y'all escaping, just like when you see certain stuff, you have to stand on it. And that's what I was telling him. And this next post right here is a perfect example of it. Because I don't want to say everybody don't deserve it, but people are different. You said if you find the right one, if the woman find the right one, she will. If it's activated, or however you worded it, which is true. The way one person is in a relationship, they're not like that in the next relationship, or it takes the right person to build somebody or bring something out of somebody. So it's not a video, it's just a post.
Okay. She returned ready to unpause the relationship only to receive a photo of him with another woman wearing her hoodie. Now she says she's exposing his betrayal while the internet debates honesty or consequences. Dude, I only said we should pause our relationship until I'm back and you already out there with the new girl? Question mark. Is this you go or Ugo? You push me into doing this. Oh, you push me into doing this, and I have made my decision. We can't get back together. I'm sorry. You can't just abandon me like that. My rent is due, and I'm about to be thrown out. I need you. You should have thought about this before going for a vacation with your male bestie and wanted a pause in our relationship. I was being honest. I didn't want to go behind your back. Don't do this to me, Max. What? I'm sorry. I'm about to go pick up my new girl for shopping. She loves me, she respects me, and will never want to pause my relationship with her over some vacation. Oh, this says Mr. Oh, okay, this is supposed to be some joke. Is this?
And I don't know if it was a joke or not, but I know people who really will try to.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense why she did that.
Really will try to. You can't say you want to put a pause in a relationship so you can go out of town and on vacation with your male best friend, and you think that he's simp enough to be waiting for your ass, and you say, oh, well, I didn't want to, I wanted to be truthful in a relationship. So basically you wanted to put a pause in so you can go fuck around, do whatever you want to do, no consequences, and use the cloth that I'm single, and then come back after the vacation, unpause the relationship. He was right to boost your ass to the curve, because bitch, it's not that sweet. And that's what I mean when I say when you get tested, you have to stand on those tests. Ain't no way he should allow that bitch to come back and unpause the relationship, because obviously, as she say, my rent is due, what am I supposed to do? She probably was just there for the money. She thought he was a simp ass motherfucker and it was that sweet, and she fucked around and found out. Yeah. I mean, I guess you just got to know how to do it too, because like the guy who I was talking to was like, what about this? And what if she did? Okay, if she did, stand on motherfucking business. Cut the bitch off. She gonna realize it. Everybody you can't play with. The nigga moved on, had another bitch in the hoodie and everything else. Fuck she thought.
Yeah, she thought she was sweet. She should have just cheated, and she was smart. But yeah,
She wanted to be honest, and now don't. She got to come up with that rent. She better open up OnlyFans.
yeah. Now we get to our last section, which is politics slash Trump. So Candace Owens, she's been taking trips to Russia, which is just she just doesn't care. You know, Candace Owens is really spineless. Like no disrespect to Candace Owens, but people who watch Candace Owens unironically are just dumb. You know, she's a grifter, and all her numbers are fake. Like I don't believe any of her numbers. You know, like anything. I believe they're all botted. You know, me personally, I believe that because you know the internet theory. But I literally believe all her numbers are botted. I definitely believe her, Tucker Carlson, are being paid by Russia, Qatar. I think somebody should definitely look into her finances, but that's not going to work because you know the Trump administration, they you know obviously have connections with Russia. You know Roger Stone, you know the email hacks, all type of stuff. You know, and I don't know why, but Trump, he's just you know he has some good stuff, but it's really about who's around him more than him. You know, but Putin rejects meeting with Zelensky. We're not gonna listen to this because you know it's not worth listening to, but he's not trying to meet with him. Even though he said that he's looking towards ending a war, he said those words, but he's not trying to meet with Zelensky, and because he doesn't respect him, and I can understand why, and he doesn't like that because of Zelensky, he's been able to lose this war, and so I understand why he feels that. Trump has been going. This is recently.
And the president just spoke a short time ago, within the last hour. He's talking about a potential peace deal with Iran. Now, Karen Travers reports from the White House on the breaking developments.
After threatening this morning that the U.S. would be hitting Iran, quote, very hard tonight, President Trump now walking that back. Writing on social media, he was canceling planned strikes and later claiming major progress in negotiations.
And we're going to be subject to finalization of documents. We should get done over the next few days. We'll probably have a signing maybe in Europe.
A source with knowledge of the negotiations tells ABC News a deal is very close and mediators have hit some breakthroughs.
We have a deal that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, which was the whole purpose of what we had to go through to get this.
Iranian state media reporting that Iran has not signed off on any agreement. Earlier Thursday, the president threatening a potential escalation in the war, telling Fox News he would like to take Iran's Karg Island. Karg Island is key to Iran's oil refinery infrastructure and economy. Experts warn a mission on that island would put American forces at risk.
Once on the island, these ground troops would be subject to hundreds of Iranian strike systems.
Trump's threats follow the most heated rounds of bombing since the U.S. and Iran agreed to a ceasefire back in April. The U.S. targeting Iranian air defenses, surveillance, and communication systems. And Iran launching retaliatory strikes, firing missiles at U.S. bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. Nearly all of the missiles were intercepted, but there was damage on the ground in Bahrain.
President Trump has claimed an agreement with Iran is fully negotiated. But as for why it's not a done deal, he's accused Iran of tapping along the United States.
So Donald Trump, I don't know, you know, what he's doing, but you know, with this Iran situation, first you have to get the enriched, you know, uranium. Like we need all of that. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. And second off, I don't know who you're communicating with the IRGC, but there's like not that much people left, and you keep saying that there's peace and there isn't, but you need to actually like make a deal instead of you know coming out every 24 hours with something new, because the people who you are negotiating with, like I don't know if you think this is like a business meeting, but like these niggas are not like playing games, and you destroy all their shit, you know, and like they're not just gonna make a deal with us. Like this is not, no deal is gonna happen. Like nigga, you're gonna have to finish the job or get out. These niggas are not gonna make a deal. Like there's a deal now, but we all know that this is not gonna happen. They are gonna strike again, or you know Israel's gonna strike again. But like nigga, this is not gonna happen. Like I don't know why you keep saying this. this is, I don't know if niggas around have told him this, but like, you are in it now. You are in it now, and you can't just back out with Iran. This is Iran. This isn't Venezuela. This is Iran. Trump, you know what I'm saying? Get it together. Anyways, I don't know how much I can say about that. It pissed me off. Elon Musk is going to become a trillionaire. Now, this is bad, you know what I'm saying, when I think about it, but honestly, this is just one person being extremely successful based off of government subsidies and people buying their cars and them going to space. Is it a bad thing? You know, is it bad for me? Does it make my life worse? No, I mean, it's just one person, company being valued super highly and them succeeding. It's not a negative on me, you know, which is how I'm gonna look at things. One person's success is not a detriment to me, or just because there are people who are unsuccessful in America doesn't mean that his success is negative on me. Only because, you know, that's the outlook that I've told is best for, you know, America or whatever. So this is interesting. I seen this reported on both.
So is he outshining Bezos or not yet?
Yeah, he's already the richest man in the world. So
Oh, okay.
according to him, he's not gonna have actual
Right.
$1
You
trillion
know how they
dollars.
talk.
He's not
You
gonna,
know how they talk.
he said he's not gonna have that money on hand or liquid. It's just
Yeah.
gonna be worth. But basically, Elon Musk, you know, Destiny always talks about people and them not being intelligent or whatever. He thinks Elon Musk is really not intelligent. It's really hard for me to think if Elon Musk is not intelligent, because there's a lot of videos out exposing Elon Musk and how, you know, his dad was an emerald miner or whatever, and he bought PayPal and he bought SpaceX and he bought Tesla and he wasn't the co-founder of PayPal, and he, you know, well, obviously bought these companies, but at the end of the day, you know, even though a lot of his stuff has come through government subsidies, people do buy these Teslas, and people are going to space. Like, he is sending rockets and bringing them back. He is doing stuff that nobody, you know, else can do. Even though he's a drug addict, even though he's a weirdo, even though we don't like him, like he's doing stuff that nobody else can do. And this SpaceX stuff, like sending rockets up to space and then having them not be destroyed, I mean, that's really big for some reason. I don't know. Like, he's doing stuff that NASA's not even doing. So despite him being, you know, a weirdo and a drug addict, like, he honestly is.
But
he's either the biggest scam artist ever or he's a genius. Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, just because like you didn't found different things that, like, if you move strategically and you invest and know how to, like,
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's that because he seems like he has a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, but if you actually hear him speak, he doesn't.
okay.
Like, it's never one time where he said anything that
Right.
actually sounds smart.
Yeah.
Unlike Bill Gates, unlike Mark Zuckerberg, there's not one clip you can find Elon Musk actually seeming knowledgeable about cars, engineering. Like, he just seems like a guy who you can say most successes via his wealth more so than his intelligence.
Like Trump was
But he,
at first.
yeah, exactly. It's like, is Trump a
Yeah.
genius or is
Yeah.
Trump just really rich and money buys things? Like,
Strategic,
it's really
you
hard
know.
to tell. So is Elon Musk a genius who is so good at doing things, or
Loopholes.
he's just so autistic and his autism has driven his extreme narcissism that he can just do all these type of things? You know, my assumption is he has the small meat. Like, did he has the small meat? I'm pretty sure Elon Musk definitely has the small meat, like the micro for sure. Like,
He got enough money to substitute it. I'm not even gonna
He
lie
does,
to
he
you. I'll
does.
take that micro.
Even though he's a weirdo.
I would, and have his kid.
Have you seen how weird that nigga just talks? Like, he even talks
It
like a
doesn't
weirdo.
matter. He's the richest man in the world. I'll pop him one out.
I guess, but he's just so creepy. It's just so creepy. Like, it's just,
Yeah, I went straight to the woman.
oh,
I'll
yeah.
pop him one out at my old age. Sure would. I mean, what's the, you know what I'm saying? With how he is, and, you know.
Yeah.
A case of New World screwworm has been detected in the U.S. The Agriculture Department confirming a calf in South Texas is infected with the parasitic fly, which can kill livestock if not treated.
This pest does not cause any sort of a food safety issue. It is not a disease, but simply an insect that feeds on living tissues. Animals treated early enough will recover and are safe to enter the food supply system.
The news comes just days after Secretary Rollins dismissed a local lawmaker's warning that screwworm was detected in Mexico, just a mile from the U.S. border.
The screwworms are very aggressive. They kind of hook themselves into live tissue, and it can be very, very destructive.
The parasitic flies were eradicated from the U.S. back in the 1960s. A human case was confirmed befriended an international traveler last year. That person recovered.
This is something that sounds very scary, but the threat to humans, especially people in the United States, is very, very low at this time. People who are at a higher risk are individuals who hang around livestock.
But one major concern is the beef industry, which is already struggling. Beef prices are up 13% in the last year. One factor, fewer cattle. The U.S. cattle herd is at a 75-year low because of extreme weather, high feed costs, and industry consolidation. The screwworm could make matters worse.
Since cattle are much bigger and much slower to reproduce, it takes many years to fix the problem.
In response, the government is ramping up efforts to release sterile flies and will quarantine the
Yeah.
That 3D meat finna to start coming. But you know, it's crazy because I was a vegetarian at one point and I watched a documentary and yeah, it was like it was showing like animals and cows and stuff. And once they like broke them down and stuff like that, they were showing like the parts that had cancer and they was like cutting that meat out. Like, so it was just really like it threw me off for a long time. But I just want to say, I mean, I was gonna say I'm glad I don't eat red meat like I did, even though I love red meat, but it's like
Major
they
development
got
from
something on everything. Eggs, salad, water. Just like you just I don't even know what the fuck you do now. Pray over your food and hope for the best.
the war in Ukraine after a drone attack deep inside Russia this week. Ukrainian President Zelensky has released an open letter to Vladimir Putin, and he does not mince words. It comes as lawmakers here in the U.S. approve new aid for Ukraine. ABC's Karen Hua has the details. Karen, good morning.
Good morning, Sophie. We've seen some dramatic developments recently from the battlefield, with Ukraine using its drone technology to launch devastating attacks on Russia's military. Just this week, we saw this fiery attack on St. Petersburg, coinciding with an economic forum in that city hosted by Vladimir Putin. New images show the damage to a Russian ship from that attack. Now, Ukraine...
It's a really bad look for Russia. Like, I didn't know it was this bad. Like, I seen that they were going to attack St. Petersburg, but I didn't know it was like that. But man, like, what I wonder what Putin's going to do like after he pulls out, because I know that Putin is like completely 100% dictatorship. But I heard reports that it's not as bad. I heard that same thing about China. Like, I know that the president of China is not an actual dictator because there's people who control him or that exist above his head. But I know with Russia, I don't think that anybody exists above their head, because I know that all of the billionaires are all come from the Soviet Union when they all just split all the money between everybody and niggas just consolidate all the money. So I know that all the wealth in Russia is artificial, it's fake, it's not like real wealth unlike China. But I don't know if some people said that he was going to get taken out after he lost, but I mean I don't know what's going to happen to bro. Like, is he just going to be around? Is he just be chilling? Like, what's happening next? What happens to the future Soviet Union that he wanted to create? Because he was supposed to happen. He's supposed to invade Ukraine and then keep going and keep taking over. But I mean, it's not a good look. Maybe this is sending a message to everybody.
We watch Senate race that could decide control of the Senate. Growing questions about Maine Democratic candidate Graham Plattner after reports of several women coming forward with disturbing allegations. Plattner now responding. ABC's Selena Wang reporting from Maine tonight.
Tonight, the Democratic candidate in one of the year's most closely watched Senate races battling a firestorm of controversy. Graham Plattner, an oyster farmer and former Marine, is running to unseat Maine Republican Susan Collins. But Plattner's past now coming back to haunt him. First a series of sexist Reddit posts, now deleted, then reports he exchanged sexual text messages with at least 6 women shortly after he was married in 2023. Plattner's wife, Amy, standing by him.
I want my marriage, and I want to be married to Graham.
Overnight, the New York Times.
So basically, he's been getting so much essay allegations, like they've been coming out the woodworks. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about. I know the tattoo thing, but as far as all of the allegations and stuff, because there's been a lot that's been coming out, like all type of like, his exes and stuff. Like, I don't know how to feel about the whole situation, but I'm saying, yeah, I mean, this is who they got running against the Republican, to take
Very much
them on.
going to push back
I don't know. It's
against
the
us.
battle.
He was already facing questions about why he got a tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol on his chest while he was in the Marines some 18 years ago. Plattner insists he only recently became aware of the Nazi connection.
I got it covered up within days because I didn't want that on my body.
It all puts National Democrats in quite a bind. Winning Maine is crucial in their effort to retake the Senate. Senator Bernie Sanders standing by Plattner.
Look, I'm sure he's not a saint. And by the way, let's not forget, he has acknowledged, this guy served 4 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. He has acknowledged that he came back with PTSD.
But Senator Alyssa Slotkin exasperated.
I look forward to the day where I am not answering every single week a question about bad behavior by another dude. I'm look forward to that day.
And Whit, Graham Plattner is not the Democratic nominee yet. The primary is on Tuesday.
But basically, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see what's going to happen in Maine. Will the Democrats stand behind their man? And will they get them to the Senate? Because, they are, how energized are they, against Trump and taking back the White House? You know what I'm saying? But, they stand behind their niggas, so they're pretty energized, But we'll see.
Overnight, a major.
Oh yeah, so basically, Iran, they attacked Israel. Israel attacked back. And Trump said, y'all need to stop attacking, or Trump told Israel, you need to stop attacking those niggas because I'm trying to make a deal. And I was like, for this. Oh yeah, Trump went to game 3. And they lost. But the Knicks are up 3-1, so they only need 1 game and they're gonna win. So to all in New York, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? To y'all. I understand how y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? Last time we won was like 1971, and then Giannis, came through. And KD, thank you, KD, for having your foot on the line. I really appreciate that. But this is gonna be the first time. I see somebody say since the 50s, but I'm assuming that's not too. Hold on, let me look.
You saying thank you, but is it like football where it's not over till it's over? Because it is a chance if they come killing shit, they could.
There is a chance, but if that would be that would be miraculous. You know what I'm saying? And that will also be, no disrespect to New York, but that would be a continuation of the trend of the failure that is the New York Knicks to actually not choke, because that team is notorious for choking, and that would be literally, no disrespect to it, but that would make the New York Knicks the laughing stock of literally the entire NBA for decades to come. If y'all don't win, no disrespect, but if y'all don't win now, y'all might never win, like literally ever, because I can't even believe that y'all even made it. But this would be amazing for New York and for the New York Knicks with those colors, the orange and blue colors, for y'all to win against Victor Wembanyama, the nigga who's been shutting shit down, for y'all to win against that nigga. That would be really good for y'all. But man, if y'all lose, that would be really bad. Like a 3-1, you up 3 and you lose on some Steph Curry stuff, even though my boy, he was injured, but that would be really bad. Apparently this Obama sentence open. I thought this started a long time. When did they start?
You're watching live now from Fox. My name is Alexander Goldberg. It's great to be with you tonight. Now we're going to head over to Chicago. Take a look here. The Associated Press posting this. The Obama Presidential Center opens to the general public on Juneteenth after a celebratory dedication in Chicago with dignitaries. The roughly $850 million project covers both the political and personal realms of the nation's first Black president. Taking a live look here at Chicago's skyline. Take a look at that on this Thursday night. All of those skyscrapers. I'll tell you a little bit more about this. The Obama Presidential Center is preparing to open its doors on Chicago's South Side later.
Features this display of her iconic dresses from major historic events. Beyond the mementos, project leaders designed this entire building with an eye on accessibility, making sure that the facility is completely inclusive for people with...
You don't think it looks cool?
No, I think it looks like a fucking prison.
It looks kind of like Egyptian, or like it looks kind of ancient architecture mixed with modern architecture at the same
It looks like
time. Don't it?
something they have in Gotham City or some shit. It looks like a prison in a movie.
I think it looked nice because it doesn't look regular, like a regular building. You know what I'm saying? That would have been
Maybe it's
Welcome
like
back
lacking
here on Live
windows
Now
or
from Fox. The
personality.
time
It
is
looks
10:43 on the
very-
East Coast and 7:43 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and I'll be here for the next several hours as we break down all of your top stories and live events from across the country and across the world. Right now, I do want to get you back to some breaking news that we are following at this hour. Again, a lot of information coming in, as we've learned with the help of the New York Post and our Fox 11 LA team, as well as TMZ, that Top Gun Maverick actor James Handy has been killed, and we've learned that his girlfriend's son has been arrested and charged with murder in his death. Now, there's a lot to this, but what we've learned is that officers responded to a home Wednesday morning after a 911 caller said, quote, "I am the son of man. I just killed the man of sin." That is according to the Los Angeles Police Department. Now, we also have this video coming in from the scene, courtesy Sky Fox and our Fox 11 LA team. Take a look right there. Now, once officers arrived, they say they found the 81-year-old who appeared in films like Jumanji and Top Gun Maverick in the front yard, stabbed in the chest and unconscious. We're told that he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Michael Gledhill, 44 years old, who is Handy's girlfriend's son and lives at the home with his mother, told officers in a call that he was the person they were looking for. That is, again, according to officials. Gledhill was booked on suspicion of one count of murder, according to police. His bail set at $2 million. That is what jail records show online. It was not immediately clear if he had an attorney, and jail records did not show an attorney for him. Messages left with the county public defender's office by the Associated Press were not immediately returned. Born in New York, Handy has been appearing.
And this nigga is 80 and he got murdered by a 40-year-old
Yeah, that's
nigga with his man.
whack.
That shit is, man, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You'd be alive for so long just for it
For
just to
some fuck shit.
go like that, man.
I'm assuming that maybe he was on his wife about him being there or how long he was gonna be there. I don't know how long he was gonna be there. I know that from what I hear, that's an argument that husbands have with women about they kids or their adult kids like still being in the house. So, you know, that's fucked up really to make it to that age for some fuck shit.
Yeah, but that's messed up. But that was episode 29 of the Legendary Duo Podcast. You got anything else to say?
No, thumbs up the video.
Thumbs up the
Leave a
video, like,
comment.
subscribe. Deuces.
Deuces.